too hot to stay home. So why don't we just like meet up in front of the blue building and just hang out and have some fun. I'm here with Weston. There he is down there enjoying a nice bowl of water. We're here at the Scientology building. There it is right there. And there's my dear friend Tory.
She's my camera
behind her camera. Okay, good. So she's live, I'm live. We'll just see what the hell we're up to here. Okay, so but what we were talking about is it's amazing to me how we never crossed paths, and yet being public Scientologists and working for the church, we both soured on them really quickly because of all the crap and the dirty tricks. What's that?
I didn't sour on them really quickly. I was in it 30 years.
Yeah, but okay. But over time, we soured on them more quickly than your run-of-the-mill public Scientologist.
Okay, you speak for you. I'll speak for me.
Well, that was a question I asked you. Is that true?
But you said we did.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, that's not true for me.
Okay.
I mean, I was in it 30 years. A lot of people left in 20 years. Like Spanky left in 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah, let me see. I was up at Gold for almost 30 years, and I pretty much hated the last 15 years of it. I just was like not. I hadn't figured out how to leave.
But see, my working for them was really only. I mean, the OSA stuff at the end was volunteer.
Right.
So where I was getting working and paid was in the 80s, in 85.
Right. Right. Doing PR stuff. Is that right?
Yeah. We were supposed to get Dianetics to #1. And
Right.
we did.
Right.
But then they fired us. And so
Right.
we said, we were making $1,000 a week.
Right.
Time.
And that was run out of this building here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And it was called RPR, meaning Ron's Public Relations.
Right.
And it was about 4 or 5 of us. And we did all the celebrities and interviews with Dianetics. Then we did all the celebrities and interviews with self-analysis, because those are the 2 books in the bookstore that they could buy.
Right.
And then that was it. It wasn't #1. And Sharon Runyon, who was running it, said, "Okay, we're toast. There's nothing we can do. We have no more books in the bookstore."
You didn't get it to #1.
No, not yet. But
Right.
I said, "Let me think about it. I'm going to go home and think about it." In that
Right.
same house that I'm in now.
Right.
I went home and I came back and I thought of a 4-part series. With different, what Dianetics, how it can help your relationships,
Right.
if you get sick, stuff like that. But they had like catchier titles. My husband helped me figure out the titles.
Right.
So, I came in and told her that. She said, "Tory."
Sorry?
She said, "Tory, no one is going to do 4 free interviews for anything."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, let me try it."
Okay. Oh, I got a couple messages, but somebody took them back. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So,
No, I'm not okay. I'm not done. I'm not done.
yeah, okay.
You have to pay attention.
Okay. I hear you.
We can do we're talking or we're computer. We're looking at our messages.
Yeah.
But when we're talking, we gotta both pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then you can do that and I'll do this.
Okay.
So that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so she said, "Nobody's going to do 4 free interviews." I said, "Let me try." And I called the guy in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Look, hi, it's Tory. You've done the interview with us on Dianetics, and this thing is really popular across the United States." And he said, "Okay, what is that?" And I said, "It's called a 4-part series on Dianetics." And I gave him all the titles. And he said, "I love it. We'll call it L. Ron Hubbard Month." So that opened up everything for every radio station, and this was all radio. So it went to all the, now we can go back to all the original radio stations and do more, with the 4-part series.
Sure.
And we just kept doing series after series until Dianetics got to be #1. And that's the end of the story.
Nice. Well, you know what?
That was the only time I was working there where I got paid. In the 80s.
That's their loss. That kind of creative spirit. I'm sure they could have used some of that. Come here, baby.
That's true for a lot of people.
What's that?
That's true for a lot of people that left. It must
Yeah.
be weird to be up at Gold now, when in the last 10 years, just so many people had left, right?
Gold? No. Are you asking me to speculate? No. Nobody leaves there anymore. They're too old. They have no place to go.
No, but I'm talking about all the people I know who did leave.
In the last 10 years.
Well, maybe it was 20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, well, yeah, sure. A bunch of people. I think they're down to a complement of about 200 crew. I don't know what pros are working up there because all of the professionals left. They either a couple of them got sent to SMP, or they just flat out left because they didn't like
SMP is
Scientology Media Productions.
Okay.
One night we should sit in front of that place because that's where David Miscavige's office is. So, like literally, if he opened his office window, he could hear us on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, but they will for sure get us booted off of that sidewalk. But we should just do it anyway. Just
Yeah.
have the police come and kick.
Yeah.
It's only a mile. It's only a mile from here. We could practically walk.
Yeah, it's up on Sunset.
Yeah, just past Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, we should be the ones to break it in because I've asked the protesters to join me there because I don't want to do it by myself. I think if there's just one of you, you look a little nutty.
Right.
You look like the guy with the sign that like repent, Jesus is coming. You know what I'm saying? But if you show up with like 30, 40 people, it's something, right?
You need 30, 40.
No,
I've
I'm.
many times.
Yeah, even if you had 5 or 6, it would be fine. Okay. Anyway, that's for another night, I guess. This is fine. We're here, Big Blue, not being triggered, which is a good thing.
Meaning what? They don't know what that means. Some people don't. Some people do. Triggered is what?
Yeah.
I know it's like we know the word restimulation, right?
Yeah.
That's triggered.
Yeah.
But triggered for the average person is just something that upsets you, right?
Yeah. Triggered is a really good word. We use the word inturbulate or restimulate in Scientology.
Right.
Triggered's a better word.
Trigger's a better
Yeah, way better word. But speaking of words, I had this conversation with Nora the other night, very briefly. I asked her if there was one word
I heard that.
from Scientology that you could keep,
And I
right?
have the same one.
We all have the same word,
Dev
T. We all want to keep the word. For those of you who just tuned in to this anti-Scientology world, Dev T means developed traffic. That's anything that is a hindrance to your forward progress. A traffic jam is Dev T. Can I just, I have to, oh, no, I don't, do I mansplain too much?
Yeah, you are. But that's all right. It's like I said, Mitch is very new out. So I want people to understand that. I mean, it takes a while to strip off this shit.
I can stand up for myself, Tory.
I know, but I'm
No,
just
I'm
saying
just
from
kidding.
my viewpoint.
No, I know. Was that a critical remark that Mitch is a mansplaining?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, to me, it's like, you're explaining your experiences.
it's the attitude of, now, dearie, you're not smart enough to get this. Let me explain it to you. So let me just say, I think all of you are smart enough to
No,
get
I don't
this.
think you're mansplaining.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
mansplaining. That was just
he's
an
not mansplaining, but
mansplaining. In order to mansplain, you're a little condescending. You're assuming the person doesn't know something like, oh, you need to change a tire? Move over, sweetie. I'll show you how to change the tire. That's mansplaining. No, I was actually explaining, which is an entirely different thing. I was explaining that who left Gold, right? And so Miscavige left in 2013. He's never been back. I was the last person to leave. I don't think anybody's left since then.
yeah, I think you're right on that. There's no way
Yeah.
they're gonna go.
Yeah, and the rest of them, they got no place to go. There's a bunch of people that are my age or older, 50, 100. They're all being exploited in one way or another, and nobody's really standing up for them.
I told you I brought that up to Kate Connell. You know who she is?
I do. I knew her son, Gary Connery. I worked with him, around him for years. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Sorry, Kate. But yeah, you mentioned it to Kate Conley. What did she say?
She said, I saw, and if I told you this, let me know. But maybe these guys don't know it. But anyway, I was at AO right down the street, on course, Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening, 100%.
Okay.
No,
So
I heard everything you said. I was just looking at, I do need to keep up with it. I don't have anybody modding, so I'm just getting the most delicious, nasty comments. And I'm just enjoying them. They're like dessert.
You're getting nasty?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
From who?
Some.
On my thing or yours?
Yeah, we need to get a little closer because I can't hear you.
Is it on mine or yours?
No, mine. We have, ours are separate. They're entirely different. I have a wonderful one here. Sad. Well, that one says my stream is freezing. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, whatever. I'll try to catch it when it shows up there. Okay, good. Let's carry on. Okay, good. You were saying?
What was I saying?
You were talking about, you mentioned to Kate Conley. Is that?
I was at AO.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
And my supervisor was Sally Esterman's husband, Mitch. It's the only other Mitch I know. And he would get on a bike. Everybody would go at lunch to the canteen. And he would get on a bike and go down this street every day. And I finally said, Mitch, where are you going at lunch? And he said, okay, nobody knows this. Don't tell anybody, but Sally's dying. And she's in a nursing home down the street. And I knew her from, she was like the back side of Yvonne at Celebrity Center. She did a lot of work. And so I went to see her. And she was a mess. And she was crying and she said, I don't know anything about my body. I don't know what to do and nobody will come see me. And it was just a big mess. And so I said, okay, first of all, this is from my viewpoint. For someone like her who's worked 20, 30 years, I really felt like she should have a parade, you know, with trumpets and
kidding.
Drums and people thanking her, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Right.
So that was number one. Secondly, I said, I know you and I know how many people love you. So every time I mention this story, they're going to go, oh, I wish I could have told her thank you. So I'm just going to tell you right now, thank you for thousands of people that didn't get to say thank you. And she just cried and cried and cried. It was really very amazing. And then I said, okay, now, you know, she kind of cried it out. I said, all right, now let's get a couple things straight. Do you want to come back in the Sea Org next lifetime? Because remember, Sea Org's a million-year contract.
Right.
And she said, hell no. And I said, okay, good. So that's that. And, you know, what do you actually want to do next lifetime if you're going to come back? And we talked about it. And then she passed away about a week after that.
Oh, wow.
But I went to see Kate Connolly, who's the head of PR here in LA. And I said, if you think, because they were always sending me out to handle the critics. And I said, if you think these critics are bad, these older Sea Org members aging, and this was in the 90s, they're all getting older. They're all going to die. And if you're going to treat them like Sally Esterman, this is going to be a nightmare that you can't even think about. And she said, we have it handled. That's what she told me then. I don't think they do. What would you say?
I think, well, I can only relate it to the older staff I know at Gold. Here, let me turn this around here. See if we can keep honest on this interview style. Hi, guys. Relating this to the staff that I knew at Gold, I think they're a lot better off up there than a lot of Sea Org bases, only because Miscavige doesn't go up there anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so he hasn't been up there since 2013, so they don't have that pressure.
Oh, that's
so all they have to do is their routine.
Right.
They have to. The studio makes these. They're like a little watch factory in the Swiss Alps. They make shiny objects for the TV network. That's all they do. They're like this little backwater production company. And then you have all the managers of Scientology, these former like mega stars of Scientology, which Tory and I knew these people or knew of them, the Greg Wilhers and the Guillaume Leserves and all these people. And they're all just doing these really crappy menial jobs up there. They're all sort of trapped. So, but
They
you
don't
know,
have the hole up there.
no, they got rid of the hole in like, I don't know, not long after the Going Clear movie. Miscavige was very worried about an FBI raid, so he got rid of it. And I remember he said to me, I mean, he probably said this to a lot of people, that he was leaving gold, he was never coming back because too many people there effed him over, if you can believe that.
No, I can't.
It's enough to make you believe in Scientology, right? Because there's a saying in Scientology that the overt doth speak loudest in accusation, meaning what somebody's accusing you of is probably what they committed. So he was constantly complaining about being effed over by all the staff. Of course, he locked 150 of them in a trailer and saw to it that they tortured one another. So I think that, that place is out of the way. They have a good cafeteria, they have good food, they have a decent place to live. I think that's probably one of the better places to be right now if you're going to be committed to the Sea Org. But those people, they're getting old and they don't want them to die on the property. So they shuffle them off to old age.
There's all these people. No, wait, I'm going to switch it so that they can see that. Oh, no, wait, see, I had to do that. Right. It's all these people in here, that are, they're getting old.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them warehoused, according to Rosemary Brown, there's a bunch of them warehoused in this building.
Right.
In bunks that are 3-4 high, in rooms
Right.
with no ventilation,
Right.
and they're not getting proper care. And when they get too old that they think they're going to die, they'll move them off to some kind of off-site, for-profit, cheap home, so that if they die, because they don't want the emergency services showing up here, because they're going to start asking questions. So anyway, it's good that we're here bringing awareness to it.
It's good what?
That we're here trying to bring some awareness
Exactly.
to that back.
And did Miscavige ever talk about death?
Not that I remember. I mean, I do remember him talking, I think before he really started deteriorating. I mean, I noticed him really deteriorating over the years, from the period where he always was in uniform,
Right.
to the period where he was always wearing bespoke Italian clothing.
But that's just him trying to get along with Cruz, don't you think?
No, that's him mirroring Cruz.
Yeah.
It's not because they're going to get along no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's him being a mirror, kind of being in that club. So Cruz is becoming more of a mirroring the evil cult leader. So he's becoming an evil cult leader, and Dave's becoming a super celebrity, because that's just kind of how it works. But so my point was
That's
about.
what he's hoping. That isn't really true.
No, but he lives like a super celebrity. He has armed security 24/7. He flies on private jets. He's got homes all over the world.
Okay.
He's got throngs of adoring fans.
Does?
Yeah, the 20,000 or so Scientologists. That guy. I mean, I used to joke about this about myself. I mean, people could literally watch.
Hello, bonita, bonito. Very nice to meet you.
Hello. So he could literally drive a bus loaded with orphans, blind orphans, addict them to heroin and drive it off a bridge into the river, and people would applaud and say, that's the guy that's saving the planet. He must have done that for a good reason. I mean, his fans
Now,
are.
these people, I'm curious, these people are public or Sea Org?
The public, well, everybody, all the Sea Org and the public, they worship this guy. You have no idea. I tried.
You have an idea. I was saying it. They don't
Well,
worship him.
okay, I only say that because you were challenging me on it. Like, I thought you were challenging me on that fact of how much they worship him.
No, I'm curious, but I don't. Me personally, as a public, and the people I knew, they didn't really worship him.
Oh,
No.
well, you left. You should have stuck around. You would have seen, Tory. I'm telling you.
Really?
You should have stuck around. You would have seen some world-class worship. I mean, I remember being at the opening of Scientology Media Productions, which a lot of people alleged that it was photoshopped. But I've got to tell you, it was not. Those photos there was like 10,000 people there. It was insane. You couldn't move. But he got up there, and this is one of the cringiest things he ever did that made me want to leave Scientology right that minute. But it went onto the ledger of the reasons why I left. And he said, Scientology is the coolest religion in the world. Like, he used those words, coolest. Like, I don't know how the word cool and religion, they don't belong in the same sentence,
That's really
right?
weird.
Plus,
No.
you know, he used to invite like religious people, like ministers and rabbis, because they wanted to like love bomb them and like, hey, we're a religion too. Could you imagine other religious leaders being in the audience and hearing, we're the coolest religion in the world? It's offensive.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, but the people, he got a 5-minute standing ovation because it made them all
Yeah,
feel
but
cool.
that doesn't mean they adore him. I'm just telling you. They have to give a 5-minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
they're
Fine.
going to end up in ethics.
Okay. Fine.
I'm just telling you. There's another side to it than what you saw.
Yeah, but I was there and I observed these people. They weren't standing up because they didn't want to. They were genuinely motivated to stand up because they're in the middle of this beautiful facility that he's just spent $100 million on, and he'd been like throwing hissy fits about, we need to get this place opened. What am I going to tell the donors? Like, he had to open this place because the donors were going to be really angry. It's like, we gave you all this money. We want to see where our money went. So essentially that opening was him showing them where their money went. They were really happy to see it. They're like, whoa, we did this. They really worship him for that. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like,
I can't stand hearing about that anymore.
okay.
So we're done with how much people worship him because I totally disagree.
No, but
And
yeah.
you could say you do and you know when you were there, and I'm just saying I was in it and I was around the public. You weren't.
Yeah.
You were up at Gold. And I'm just saying the public did not worship him. in
Yeah,
general.
okay, well,
They act like it because they'll be in ethics and get subject if they don't.
Yeah.
But they don't really. Not really.
You and I had so much in common until tonight. I don't know what happened. No,
What happened?
I'm just kidding. No, I'll tell you what, here's an anecdote to kind of make my point. I had a dear friend I got into Scientology when she was
You're
20.
gonna keep making points about Miscavige? No.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
I don't want to keep hearing about
Yeah, I mean, I'm not,
That's what he wants to hear.
he's not worthy of being worshipped. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
Like, if you think I'm saying
It does. It sounds like you're saying he is, and I'm saying he isn't.
well, that must, yeah, no, he's not worthy. He's gaslit and love bombed all these people into worshiping him.
Right.
Like, it's not a real thing, but I'm telling you, they worship
But you
him.
didn't say that.
Yeah, but I didn't think that. I thought that's understood. I mean, this guy is a notorious.
You don't know him at all.
What? Everybody knows he's an abusive criminal. Okay.
They
Anyway.
do, but I think it's one of those where we need to emphasize the
Okay.
specifics.
Okay.
Because
Let
first
me-
of all, there's new people all the time
Right.
who come and listen to this.
Okay. So let me tell you, to really illustrate this point. Okay. This guy. So I had observed so much abuse of staff at Gold, and experienced it myself, not from him, but from his staff, because the management style in the Sea Org is that people need to fear you, and there's no end to the kind of abuse and bullying. Yeah, I know, but I'm talking to
You're telling the people.
yeah, I'm telling the people. I'm not mansplaining this to you because you already know this. I had gotten this person in, and she was public all the way, like never worked for the church. And I felt an obligation, and now she's like 50, she got in when she was 22. I felt an obligation to kind of try to get her out, because I literally got her in Scientology. She came to work for my former wife and I. And so now a lot of people are going to know who I'm talking about, who know me. She visited me in my house after I was never going back to Gold. And I said, look, I got to tell you something. I'm never going back to Gold, because the abuse that I saw and the abuse that I witnessed, first thing out of her mouth was, does COB know? In other words, she was so brainwashed. She thought if he knew, the perpetrator, if he knew what was going on at Gold, he'd put a stop to it. Yet he was the one, and I realized I can't tell her, don't say it, Mitch. Don't say he was the one doing it,
No, I hear you.
because
Yeah.
you'll never get her out.
Yeah, won't happen.
Right? Just kind of change the subject. Because these people worship him so much. What they see and hear about him, none of it's true. They don't believe any of it.
Well, let's look at our chats and see if you have any comments or questions or anything like that. Take a minute. I can't read this very well. My eyes look weird.
What's that?
My eyes are blurry.
You're what?
My
Do they look blurry?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Maybe it's my camera's blurry. But
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, so witness came on. Oh, you have a stream waiting for you on your channel.
Yeah, I need to.
Let's take a minute. You can check.
Yeah, I can't really do anything about it now.
Okay. Well, that was at 7 when that was posted, so.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it's.
So,
Yeah, I'll just delete that stream. We'll figure out how to deal with that in the future.
Okay.
Because it would
We'll
be nice
practice
to.
at home.
What's that?
We'll practice at home.
Yeah, it would
But
be
it's cool.
exactly. It would be nice to co-stream and protest and do that. That would be cool.
Sure. I want to go. I like your idea about going to the sound studio. I like that.
To the which?
The sound studio.
Oh,
Whatever
the
you call it.
SMP.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we should definitely go there. I mean, that's where Scientology is run out of that place. That's where Miscavige spends his time. 3 places. Author Services at one end of Hollywood Boulevard. Scientology Media Productions at the other end. And then what?
Just someone is saying, tell Mitch this about the stream. And one of my moderators said, you don't have to keep telling us. Mitch knows.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can't cancel it now because I'm in the middle
Yeah,
of
you
this
can't
live.
cancel it. This is a new thing for us where we just went. We were in Burbank. It was 106 degrees. And we
Yeah.
both said, let's just come over here and do this. It's much cooler over here. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, oh yeah. And I thought, which was probably a mistake, I thought she sent me an invite. I thought we could somehow
Yeah.
stream together, and I turned my camera on.
Because we both live.
Yeah, she's horizontal and I'm vertical, and the whole thing is crazy. So I don't.
Well, we can practice it at home, and then the next time we'll do better.
Yeah, no
But
kidding.
thank you for everybody being kind and patient with us. Okay. So
Yeah, appreciate that. We're just a couple of old boomers.
knuckleheads. They always- Okay, let's see. Send a link to Mitch, Sophie, and Love It. Okay, wait.
What do I need?
Somebody sent you a link.
Oh, nice, thanks. I have no way to access the internet right
Yeah,
now
he has
because
no
my
way.
camera. Hello.
Hi. Isn't it amazing? These people? It's so nice.
Yeah, I know.
And the Scientology never comes out and talks to them.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I know.
It's amazing for me because I just sit here and talk to people, and usually if I'm by myself, not doing this kind of thing where we're talking,
right.
I ask people, "Are you a Scientologist?" Because some of them look like they might be,
Right.
And they go like this, "No."
Because they're like, don't you dare accuse me
That
of.
is different than the old days.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
used to protest them, I'd say, "Are you a Scientologist?" And they'd say, "I'm not, but they have a right to their religion." And then I'd go into
Right.
the cult is not a religion, and, it would be this whole long
Right,
thing.
right.
But now, thanks to, I think everybody, but also, it really turned around with Anonymous, and then Mike Rinder and what's it?
Yeah, Leah Remini and the
that
Aftermath.
show, the Aftermath.
Yeah. Speaking of
Then
which,
people really got educated
Yeah.
on the abuse of the kids.
yeah, can I interject one thing about the show? I did the numbers on the show. So originally it was on A&E. They had about 40 million subscribers. Then it went on to, I can't remember right now. I don't have it written down, but I added up all the subscribers on all the platforms on which it appeared, and it came out to 250 million households.
250
250 million households are the number of households that potentially could have watched Leah Remini and the Aftermath.
Wow.
Okay, that's 250 million. That's not people, because every household has 2.1 people. Of course, many households never met it, never watched it. But I can tell you in the 90s, when I flew, you'd sit next to somebody and they'd say, "What do you do?" And I say, "Well, I make films for Scientology." And they'd say, "Oh, that's interesting." And then we'd have a conversation. And then in the 2000s, they'd ask me, and I'd say, "I make films for Scientology." They'd push the buzzer and ask the stewardess if they could move their chair, their seat, because it got so bad, the PR, like people, they didn't want to sit next to you. Like it was such a huge
That's a
change.
big difference. Remember when in England when they took the meters?
When
Were
they
you
what?
around- Were you in Scientology when they took the meters in England? They were-
Yeah, when they confiscated them at the airport. No, that was like in the that was in the '60s, wasn't it?
It was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I actually had that was in a film that I did. We recreated it.
Oh,
We recreated them, confiscating them, and the customs agent was played by Mark Headley. There's a little bit of film trivia. I know.
what?
Huh?
What?
In the film where I showed that the meters being confiscated,
Yeah.
the customs agent was Mark Headley. So
Oh,
yeah, Mark got some interesting roles.
that's fun.
Yeah, he's a good actor, believe it or not.
Okay, they want to see my blouse, so I'm going to show it to them. Hang on, just a second. This is something.
Do I need to move?
No,
Am I in your way?
No.
I've got you locked in.
I'll scoot back my chair. And look at my super groovy bra. See, color code.
Now you're moving back there,
I know,
right?
because so they can see it. Because I'm trying to.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if you're too far away, we can't hear you.
I know. I'm just showing them my top.
Oh,
They just wanna see
oh. Here, well, I can move my camera back so both channels are seeing your top.
This is an important part of fashion.
Right,
Important part of being a critic. So there you go.
right. That's very nice. It's lovely.
Love it took me to get these cool tops downtown. It's some really cool place you knew. I don't remember the name of it, but it was fun. Now wait, I gotta put this back so you're facing me. Your dog would be so sweet.
Yeah, he really is.
Such
You
a
know,
good dog. You're such a good doggy. Do you want some more water? You want some more water? You're such a sweetie. You really are. You want to come up here and you can be on TV? Okay. So I showed you my top. Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
And I showed you my dog.
And we saw the dog. The creepy building.
Okay, I'm going to step out of frame for a moment. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Somebody said you look wonderful. Oh, I got my hair done.
You do look wonderful.
I got my hair done for you.
I think you always do.
Thanks. See, they redid my purple, because remember my purple was sort of fading out. So that's from Joe Fernandez. Thank you. If he happens to see this. Okay, so thank you very much for noticing. Hey, in that brown bag, there's a little. Well, can you just bring the brown bag out here? Brown bag. Oh, you've got.
Strawberry, no sugar.
Thank you. When it's hot like this, I need it.
You want something from here?
Yeah. I don't know if I can get this open. Gotta get something for him.
Yeah, I will in a minute. No, you can't have that. Okay, so I didn't figure out how to stream to two phones, but I did remember to bring strawberry lollipops. I mean, ice, what do you call them? What do you call these things?
I know, but eat it fast. It's melting.
So yeah, I got a box of them.
It's so hot. Everything melts. All right, so. Okay, so here's someone who loves Dead Sea. The last place I worked, my boss was a non-Scientologist, had nothing to do with it, but he was constantly getting Dead Sea. And so I explained it, what it was, and he loved it.
Yeah, it's such a good word.
And I'd go like this. And he'd laugh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, these are really good.
Can I give him some?
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't like fruits and vegetables. Yeah, see, he's like, well, he's looking up. I do have to say, witnesses don't eat that on camera. Advice from a friend. Yeah, I know. It's here. I'm going to do this.
Didn't you
Thank
bring
you,
water
witness.
for us?
Huh?
Didn't you bring water for us, you said?
For us? Yeah, I brought water. Do you need a bottle of water?
No, but he does.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, witness. I had the same thought you did when I saw myself eating on camera. I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. Jessica's infected ankle said, Mitch, you look incredible for your age. I'm going to be 75 in a couple of weeks. It's all thanks to my mother, my Romanian descent mother.
Give me the bowl and I'll put this in it because it's melting. It's melting. There you go.
Oh man, it's really hard to be funny when you're sitting here on the sidewalk, isn't it?
Hi, Tory.
Hey, Carlos. Hi. How are you?
Hi, I just came by really quick.
Good to see you.
How are you? Hi, sir.
Thanks for coming by.
You can please call me Mitch.
Oh, hi, Mitch.
Nice to meet you.
Mine's Carlos. Oh, that's your dog?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, doggy.
Did you go by?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, we saw Otto right now.
Huh?
We saw Otto right now.
Oh, good.
We saw hi.
Did he say hi?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said hi to me when I left. He waved. No, he's
I
definitely
told this
melting.
one. I told this one lady in Spanish. I said, can I get invited to the party? And she said, yeah, over there.
Over where?
Oh, she pointed at
Scientology?
the AOL.
Yeah, AOL.
Yeah, she.
Like you can go in there.
Yeah.
It was a Sears member.
Oh, it's the zero card.
Yeah.
Of course. So that's where you can go. But the party's outside, right?
No, there was nobody else with me.
They have their sign that says freedom.
Freedom?
Yeah.
What freedom?
Now that would be a good thing to
What's
ask.
your doggy's name?
Weston. Weston.
Hi, Weston.
Freedom what? You know what? How is this freedom? Everybody's locked inside, all the windows are shut.
Yeah, like they tell people not to talk to.
You can't talk to us. So that I think you could ask them. I really do. You know, and it's kind of like, come on, you got to sign out here freedom. Which part of it is freedom? What definition are you using? You guys are big on looking up words. What's the definition that you're using?
People are saying hi to you, Carlos.
Hi, they know me. They know me already because of the story.
Reality communication.
Huh?
Because I heard that they have ARC.
Right.
Which is Affinity Reality Communication.
So they said.
Yeah.
And they say you can go silent. And they said, and they say communication is the universal sovereign. Hello.
Just.
I think we're gonna do a lap. Sorry.
Do a lap.
Hey, great. Well, stop by and see us on your way back.
And then we'll go again. Should we go through our own cover again?
Do it again. Yeah, do it again.
I don't want to like push the point.
It is a
free-
public
it's-
street.
Exactly.
It is.
And as long
They're
as
trying to
you're not-
change it to not be one, but
Yeah.
don't let them.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
All right.
Okay.
Have a lovely night, guys.
It's
We'll be
better.
back. No, we're
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
hot where you guys live?
Oh.
Oh, where I am? Oh, yeah.
It's cooler here, right?
Yeah. But yesterday, it was just, I just couldn't take it.
I know, it's too hot. It's dangerously hot.
I was about to rent a hotel last night.
I know, I hear
But then
you.
my friend said, why don't you just buy a portable AC? It might even be cheaper.
That's true.
It's just, I had one, but it broke down. Okay, we'll do
Okay.
that, okay?
All right, see you when you're back.
Okay, nice. Nice people.
They're nice people.
I hope Confident Chris comes by. I really need to apologize to him for not being rude.
Yeah, Chris. Confident Chris, if you're listening to this, here, say it here.
Yeah, if you're listening, come on down. I'd love to meet you in person.
No but say what you just said, because that's important. Here.
Hey, hi. You need me to say it again?
Yeah.
This is a message for Confident Chris. Sorry about if I came off rude to that day. Right here when I was doing that shot. Now she get out of the way. Wasn't my intention. If you come on down, I'd love to meet you.
Good.
All right. Yeah, Chris. I know it's really hot, so he's probably. I don't think he's coming out.
Yeah, but listen, if you come down, I have a strawberry popsicle for you. So there's rewards.
There you go. There you go. A strawberry pop.
Kaz says he doesn't usually come here at night anymore.
Huh?
He doesn't usually come here at night anymore. Someone mentioned he usually doesn't come here at night.
Yeah, he used to. Okay, Mitch is confident and well spoken. Some people don't understand that personality.
Oh, so Pete Anderson said it was Solomon that you asked. Confident Chris was just there as well. You don't need to apologize. Yeah, I okay, fine, thank you. Yeah, it's just that the controversy. A lot of people posted. It was on Confident Chris's post that they said, "Oh, he was rude to you," blah blah blah. So whatever. Yeah, I'm not real big on apologies. I'm big on forgiveness, but nonetheless, I'd really like to meet him. Not just because people said I was rude. I wasn't rude. I would just like to meet him. I didn't know who he was, and he seems like an awfully nice kid, and I'd like to meet him. So that's kind of the bottom line. Yeah, I mean, I must have, shooting in downtown LA, I must have asked thousands of people to please step out of the way. So and that was the first time I got accused of being rude.
Right. Well, he's just mansplaining how he's not mansplaining.
Yeah, there you go. You can't win. I mean, there's some corners of the universe you can't win.
Here's my policy is just keep saying what you want to say. Because you can't please everybody. And you have important things that we need to know. So I want you to tell them.
Yeah, thank you. I want to answer one thing. Jessica's infected ankle said, did you already post the video you were shooting that day? The video wasn't for me. The video was being shot for a documentary for yeah, so nothing. I was just helping. They wanted to do a walk around the block and do an interview. And when we got to here, I said, hey, there's an angle on the sign. Nobody ever shoots. Let's shoot it. The sun was going down. They were in the way. I said, excuse me, because you guys moved. And then all hell broke loose. And then it was on YouTube. It was on X. It was on Instagram. I couldn't believe it. I was all of a sudden just like a pariah. But whatever. Like I said, Confident Chris Solomon, I'd love to meet you guys. Come on down. We'll have a great time. I got strawberry pops. My dog would like to meet you.
Sorry, my eyes are really blurry. To hear the good news, Scientology has been ordered to remove the planters.
What's that?
Right. No, I haven't heard that.
What?
Scientology's been ordered to remove you.
Oh.
These are 1,000 pounds each. And I've been
Oh.
talking to all the people that go by for weeks and saying, call the city. And because a lot of them don't care, they're younger. But I go, look, if you look at the sidewalk, it's getting worse and worse. And they do. Once they start looking, they notice. And a couple people have tripped and stuff. And
Yeah, there they are.
yeah. So, and down at the other end, it's really bad. And Henri is an engineer, and he measured it. They're bad. He said at the minimum it's 1,000 pounds.
Well, I have a question. What would be the purpose? They're not decorative. They're hideous.
What's the purpose of what?
Why would they put them here? Is it just to?
So we won't protest.
Right.
We're all here for the whole.
Oh, so everybody was standing here.
Right.
So now you have to stand here.
You can't stand there because you can't block
I got
the
it.
sidewalk, and this
I got
is
it.
working.
Okay,
and
I
so
got
it's
it.
like,
I got
okay,
it.
we'll put
I
the
got it.
planters there, and then they're screwed. So I
Yeah.
said, no, I'm coming. I'll sit between the planters.
Nice.
So there's
Nice. Well, I'm sitting right on the sidewalk,
And
and
I'll
I don't
talk to
care.
the public and get getting them to call the city, and apparently something happened.
Oh, look, somebody's backing
I
up
know
behind
that,
them.
Audit LA has really helped a lot.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's really helped a lot. Okay, so thank you for letting me know that.
Yeah, somebody asked if I missed the encampment. I did. Um,
Somebody else likes you.
what's that?
Somebody else likes you. They
Oh, that's
I like
nice.
you.
That's
I like
nice.
you.
That's nice.
People like it. They're saying you're funny. You know, it's like you're.
Yeah.
You have a lot of positive things.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tory.
He told me. I'll tell you. I met him a month ago. In
When was your
June. No,
birthday?
it was in June.
Yeah, it was in June when we had lunch with Spanky.
Yeah, but then it was my birthday party.
Yeah, and then 2 days later I got COVID, and I
Yeah.
thought I gave it to everybody at the party, but I didn't. I gave it to nobody.
But that's where he sat me down and he showed me a photograph on his cell phone
Oh yeah.
of David Miscavige's office
Yeah.
here in LA.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Scientology Media Productions.
Scientology Media Productions, which is SM.
Yeah, SMP. It used to be the KCET studios.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know the little lingo.
Yeah, and the backstory on the photo is Rachel Hastings sent me the photo. There's a gay bar across the street from SMP, and they were having a drag queen event.
Really?
And Rachel, a very loud, noisy event, and Rachel sent me a photo of Miscavige's window, and I said, "Hey, look, he like Dave's home. His light was on, right?" And yeah, it was just really funny because he's probably in the office because his light's on. He was hearing the music from the gay thing across the street, right? And so, yeah, I don't know, why does nobody go down there? I mean, there's so many pertinent questions that they need to be asked, like, I meant to bring some copies of Freedom Magazine. That's something we could talk about. Because it's not talked, the church has this magazine called Freedom Magazine, which it's supposed to be a legitimate, like culturally relevant, how to fix the schools. They did actually a very good piece. They win awards sometimes. They did a very good piece on the drought in California. Like, they hire these journalists to write these really decent, some of them are decent articles, and to make themselves look good. Like, it's the voice of the Church of Scientology over time, starting with the Truth Rundown when Marty Rathbun and The Unspeakable One and Mike Rinder, not The Unspeakable One, were doing the Truth Rundown with the St. Pete Times. Miscavige turned Freedom Magazine into a hit magazine against his enemies, right? And then when he opened the studio, he was trying to launch Freedom TV. He was going to do documentaries exposing, quote unquote, like Alex Gibney and Tracy McManus, who's a writer from the St. Pete Times. It's the Tampa Bay Times now, right? Yeah. And what's their names? Tom Childs and the two guys who, yeah, you know who they are. Joe Childs and I forget their names. He was going to do exposés on all these guys. They had hired investigative journalists. They'd spent millions of dollars, and he was going to launch Freedom TV, and we would have thought of SMP as Freedom TV. Never happened. They got millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment and lights that they've never used, a TV studio that they never used. They just organize events out of it. They don't shoot anything there. And so I'm trying to organize people to go down there and just with signs that say, what happened to Freedom TV? Freedom Magazine, which was a big deal to them, has not had an issue released since 2019. The last issue was 2019, okay? And they had 5 hardcore journalists who all worked for OSA, because Freedom is part of OSA. 4 of those journalists split. They're gone. 2 of them spoke out to me. Some things I'm not going to talk about just because of it's their thing. One of them, the reason the other one didn't leave is because he's worried about losing his green card. And the fact that I know that and just said that on YouTube must scare the shit out of them. Okay, because the only guy they could keep needs that green card, or he's going to get shipped out of the country. And it's pretty amazing. It's like that place is such a failure. And I've spoken about it a little bit, but like if Scientologists knew what a failure that place was, how much money was wasted, they wouldn't believe it. I mean, the tragedy is they actually wouldn't believe it. So.
Right.
So anyway, if anybody's listening who wants to help me organize a protest at Scientology Media Productions, I'm down.
I'll go.
I know, yeah, you and I will go, but we need like a crowd. I want to get a crowd down there.
You want to get what?
A crowd. I want to get a crowd down there because you just don't want to do it when there's an event going on, because then he'll be out of town. You know, you want to try to pick a time when he's there. So
Well, anyway, to get back to my story of how I met Mitch,
oh yeah,
he sat down and showed me the photograph on
Right.
camera of David Miscavige's office, which I didn't know at the time he was even in LA at all. And I'd heard he moved to Clearwater, and that was it. Okay, so there was that. And the other one was and I told you guys this about the military guy. I went with my friend who went over by Author Services, which is all the way across town,
right,
where Miscavige used to be.
right. Oh, he's still there. He goes back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to really be there.
Yeah,
And
he used to run the place.
right. And we went by there, and my friend, who's a guy, said to this big military guy who came out, and he said, "Where's Miscavige?" And the guy said, "I don't know." And he said, "Well, that's your job. Where is he?" And you know, they kind of went back and forth, and then I finally said, "Okay, time out." And I leaned in because I thought they're going to call the police. This is going to be bad. So I leaned in and I said, "Do you have any idea what we're doing here?" And the guy said no. And I said, "Okay, David Miscavige, the guy you work for, owes me $1 million. And he won't talk to me, and neither will anybody else. There's only one person that's allowed to talk to me." And he got super white. And I know they could see it on the camera because the security Sea Org guys came running out and shoved him into the garage and shut the garage door.
Mm-hmm.
But you told me that if that guy's there, if one of the guys, the big military outfits are there, Miscavige is in the
Yeah, they all have the same Glock 9. They all wear the same desert boots. They all have the same tactical pants. They have different tops. They have the same, what do you call it? The the shooters, the ballistic glasses, whatever they are, Oakleys, that all the military guys wear. And they're not supposed to talk to you. Like, they are literally forbidden to talk. And if one of those guys is there when you pull up to the gate, then Miscavige is there. So, because he travels with this armed detail of ex-military special forces.
And you thought that was no big deal. And I was like, that's a big
Well, it's no big deal to me because I'm like, they ain't gonna mess with me. Like,
No, I know
oh,
it's no big deal for you,
yeah.
But I'm just saying, with information, nobody else. I've told this story to
Yeah,
hundreds of people, Sea Org and public.
yeah.
And nobody knew. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, I think they moved to Clearwater."
Yeah, well, he did move to Clearwater during the pandemic, during the worst of it, because he's asthmatic and he smokes at least a pack of Camels a day. So if you have asthma and you smoke and you get COVID, you're gonna die. So he was really paranoid, as was everybody at Gold. I mean, those people they were bleaching their shoes when they went outside. I mean, they were,
They were bleaching their shoes.
yeah, they were bleaching their shoes. Like when they were in LA, if they went outside when they came back in, they bleached the bottom of their shoes and they took their clothes off and changed clothes and then laundered their clothes. And then up at Gold, they had like a station set up. They had guys in hazmat suits. So when packages showed up, they all went into quarantine and they all got sprayed down with this noxious thing called Decon 7. And yeah, it was really crazy. They were the nuttiest observers of so-called protocols, like just out of control.
For your question, put a question in this first. Okay, thank you. For that, thank you. It's a super chat message. Well, thank you for the $2.
Somebody, DeFlawless, is thanking me for keeping you company, and I just have to say that it is my absolute pleasure to be keeping you company.
I'm not spanking.
No, did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It is
I meant
keeping you
Tory. Well,
company.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be 75 in a couple of weeks, so I get a pass. Yeah, no, I don't get you guys mixed up. I just,
I was just telling you. Okay, I don't understand that, love it, but whatever. How does it feel to talk about all this right in front of big group? I like it. Hi, Flo Girl. Good to see you. I like it. I like
Yeah.
sitting here. It's very hot in Burbank. It's 107, or it was when we left. And it's probably like, what, 90 here now?
yeah, I can't really look right now.
Good.
I go to see right now. You better?
And
All right.
I like your hat.
Oh my eye, I know.
Both hats.
Does he have two hats
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, he's got two hats on.
That's smart. That's smart.
Those,
Yeah, that's good. Keep that.
they're very hot today.
I
Oh,
saw a guy. I went to the grocery store
insane.
today, and a guy got out an umbrella to walk from his car into Ralph's. That's how hot it is.
Yeah,
I mean, he had on an umbrella, and I thought that's a smart idea
yeah,
because it's hot. You
yeah,
know, just for a few minutes. It's really
yeah.
unbelievable. Well, so they're keeping you cool at the church?
Yeah. Maybe right now nothing.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's sleeping. Only Friday, Monday. Yeah. Saturday and Sunday, nothing.
No.
No food. Then I go to sleep.
Well, good to talk to you.
Me too.
Good to see you. You look much better.
Really? No. Okay.
All right.
See you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping in.
I'll
Good to see you.
see you.
Take care. You gonna go around? Don't go on the street. You can go in front. I'll turn it so that it won't film you.
So yeah, this has been an interesting experiment. I mean, we literally had no idea what was going to happen. Jennifer Sosa B says, "Happy early birthday." I appreciate that very much.
When's your birthday?
It's on the 26th of September. I will probably be moving or packing or otherwise having a really not great day.
Oh, have a good day. What the hell?
Yeah, but you know, I'll work it out. Hey, Paintbox Tune says hi from Yorkshire. Hey, thanks for showing up.
Oh, thank you. It's always a good conversation with
I appreciate that.
them.
I hate seeing myself on camera, so I'm going to keep it on.
Liz or Laura's. You know Liz or Laura's dad?
Sorry?
You know Liz Gale,
Yeah.
or Laura's dad. You know Laura Anderson.
Yeah, I knew Laura's parents, yeah, for years. For
You
me.
do?
Yeah.
He knows them.
Yeah. I Phil and Diane Anderson. I worked with them for years. I worked with them first at this building, and then I worked with them at Gold. One of the things that's just so effed up about the Sea Org is that
Now
I what's that?
you're being filmed.
I worked with them for 40 years. I never knew they had kids.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you walk by their desk, they don't have pictures. They never talked about it. You know, maybe I was somebody that they wouldn't talk to about, but you'd think after 40 years that they might mention that they had kids. Never mentioned it.
Hi guys. They ever get into Scientology?
We will.
Yeah, it's a shame. They're actually very nice people. Her parents.
Yeah, it's hard to, you know, it's hard to. I mean, I understand the brainwashing, so but it's hard for people to understand a
Yeah.
father who doesn't even say hello to his daughter.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
it just does. I mean, even to me, it's just, even though knowing what I know, it's just, it's like, Phil, if you ever hear this or see it, or anybody who knows Phil, have him call and talk to his daughter. I mean, that's the least you can do. You're not going to live forever, and neither will she. And I really think it's important people make connections now.
Yeah, agreed. Mersey Dotes asks, why are you moving? Next question. I just need to reorganize things because I can no longer afford where I'm living, in essence. And there's some problems with the house, but I need to some people leave into a disaster when they leave Scientology. My disaster has been a slow motion train wreck. And now the kind of financial part of it's catching up. And although I have a lot of projects in the future coming up, I need to reorganize. And I don't need that house anymore. I live in a big house in the hills with a pool and I can't afford it and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I'm moving. I'm moving so that I can restart my life and do something more constructive
Oh, that's great.
than make films for Scientology.
Right. All right, now. What's the next one? Okay, 5, Nanya, never in, all you got.
Sorry?
You have very interesting stories, Sophie said.
Yeah, I think I have a few.
You have a few.
Yeah, there was a bunch of things we were going to talk about, and now I kind of forget what they were.
I know we were going to talk about these.
Now, you knew some people, the Enhancement Center. Remember the Enhancement? Yeah, Bill Yachty. He was an
Yes,
agent
and an auditor.
for OSA,
Well, he was originally an auditor there
Right.
at CS.
a field auditor.
But I think
No.
no. He was in Sea Org for three different times.
Okay.
So I think what happened is the third time, see, in the Sea Org, you're not allowed to work at any other company or the contract.
No.
You can only go back to the Sea Org. And his wife did not want to go back to the Sea Org for the third time. So this is a guess, but I think Miscavige or someone said, look, we'll get you into the Enhancement Center and you can audit, because he's basically an auditor.
Right.
And if you can audit and be a CS there, as long as you help us handle the internet.
Oh, so Miscavige actually had his claws
That's
in.
my
No,
guess.
but it sounds like he had his claws, his tentacles into the Enhancement Center. We should tell people the Enhancement Center was a field group, what's called a mission in Scientology in Sherman Oaks, California. It was founded by, what's her name, Tom Cruise's first wife. Yeah, it does matter. It's really important because it was founded by Mimi Rogers' father. I mean, that's where Tom Cruise got into Scientology. So,
Yeah, a lot of the celebrities were audited.
yeah.
So Miscavige went, all right, that's it. Nobody can be at the
But
Enhancement Center.
but what you've provided is, Kirstie Alley also came in through there. But what you've just brought up, which I never realized, was that I knew that Miscavige, he dismantled the Enhancement Center.
Right.
He declared Mimi Rogers' father a suppressive person because he wanted to get those celebrities out of there.
Right.
He wanted those celebrities for himself. I've never heard anybody talk about this on YouTube, about the Enhancement Center.
I have.
Yeah, you've talked about it, right? But you have to talk about things over and over
I
again,
know.
right?
That's what I'm saying. I've made many videos about the Enhancement Center.
Yeah, but I knew that Miscavige had ordered Greg Wilherd to get Tom Cruise up to gold so that they could be bros. But I never realized, and I knew that he had dismantled the Enhancement Center, but I never realized that he could have very likely had this character Bill Yachty, who I'd met, I know who you're talking about, that he was like an agent for Miscavige in there.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's
To see in the morning and late at night, he would do OSA. He was handling the internet.
interesting.
And then in the afternoon and early evening, he was an auditor of CS. And I know this because I opened the phony accounts for him to use
Right.
on the internet. And
Right.
I said, what are you going to do with these? And he said, I'm not going to tell you. Now, remember, he was my auditor. So
Right.
he knew my case.
Sure.
And he said, I'm not going to tell you, Tory. If I do, they will get you in deposition forever.
So he basically said, I'm not going to tell you for your own protection.
Yeah. And you don't need to know, and you can always say, now, I don't know. I honestly
That's
don't-
crazy. What's your camera looking at? Oh, okay. Mine's looking at you too. So, yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Let me ask you a question.
But let me just finish
Sure.
this one thing. How, way at the end, now I'm waking up, right? And I
Right.
realize I'm out of here. And he comes over to my house. No, his wife calls and says, Bill and I want to see you. And now he totally threw me under the bus before that. And I've made videos about it. But another time I can tell you. But he did throw me under the bus. So I had sort of disconnected from him and Osa. And I was just doing my own thing, right?
Right.
But now Kathy calls the night before I'm going to leave and says, Bill and I need to see you. Well, what could that be? So I said, Kathy, I'm going to tell you something because I knew she didn't know about the top secret mafia, you know, the internet shit that he was doing.
By that you mean the people that he was using?
He was like, I was opening the account. He was on the internet posting on it.
And that's the top
With
secret.
three goals
That's the top secret
being
mafia. Is
to
that
distract, to divide and conquer,
Right.
and to just slime the area. Like if
Right.
they wanted the area done, they would just post so much junk that I said, why would you do that? He said, because then nobody will go on it. Nobody wants to stand in a bunch of shit. So basically, it was distract off of anything, any topic in the establishment
Right.
that he didn't want known.
right?
Divide and conquer, get them fighting with each other. And I watched him do this. I was in his office, and he's typing away, and I'm like, I have no idea what he's doing. I didn't understand the internet. And all of a sudden, he goes like this. He jumps off and goes, bingo, we got it. And I said, you got what? Bingo what? And he goes, these guys are going to be arguing for all day, all night, probably tomorrow, maybe for a week, maybe for a month. Let's go to dinner. And we did. We all went to dinner.
Nice.
But that was his. So every time I see these big snarl fests, I'm like, no, don't do it.
Right.
You know, it's only, the only people that are winning on that is us.
Right.
And I know people don't like to hear that, but that's a fact.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question. We know there's no tinfoil hat under that beautiful blonde hair. We know that. You're not a conspiracy person.
Hell no.
Yeah. So let me ask you a
Do I
question.
sound
How?
like it?
Not at all. But I'm saying some people are like, oh, everybody says it's always Osa, like they're. But
But let me clarify one thing before you ask.
sure.
I'm not saying everybody's OC.
Right.
I can see snarl fests where, you know, somebody posts a hot topic and all of a sudden it's on the golf. And then now, if it's a real thing, it'll go back to the hot topic. If it
Right.
isn't a real topic, it'll go into, oh, hot. I don't really like this, right? And now it's
Right.
personal. And once it's personal, it's off. They're winning. It's off of
Right.
distraction, divide and conquer.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Now you can.
The question is, how many people do you think comprise the secret mafia?
Probably I'd say 6 to 8,
6 to 8. Doesn't take many.
if that many.
Right.
If that many. I only saw physically 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4.
Well, when Anonymous happened, which is when I first became aware of you and your friend Mark Bunker, I was like, what am I going to do with these people? The answer is not much. Okay, I didn't do much. But back then, Miscavige was freaking out and saying things like, I hate the internet because anybody can say anything with impunity, which is the best thing about the internet. I mean, yeah, sometimes people go off half-cocked and they say slanderous things and blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, they get banned for doing stuff like that. But he didn't like the fact that people could speak against him. He hated the internet. So he started the Stan League. I remember when he did that, which is really hypocritical because he said, I want to do something like the Anti-Defamation League, the one that the Jews have, right? He wanted to model it after that. If you look at the Anti-Defamation League, if you go to their website, they do all kinds of human rights stuff. They speak a lot for the LGBTQ plus community. They do all, and all the Stan League does, all they do is talk about Scientology. The other thing that he wanted to do, he wanted to legitimize that top secret mafia that you're talking about. Let me just switch this.
And make it what?
What's that?
And make it what?
Well, no, in other words, bring it more. In other words, what he did was, wow, I have an available Wi-Fi network. Anyway, so what he did was there were these little cellular Wi-Fi hotspots you could buy, right? Or you could get one on an account. He handed out tons of those, at least 30, maybe 50, to trusted people, people he could trust to go on the internet. He handed them out because they couldn't be traced back to a Scientology IP address. So my point is, the thing you were opening up accounts years later, that is still going on in 2008 in a much bigger scale, because he's giving people free internet access so that it can't be traced to a Scientology IP address, right? And it didn't work very long. It didn't last very long because, people would wake up, they'd see this stuff,
Right.
they'd download porn on the church's dime. I mean, that happened. And so he kind of ended that. And then the Stanley became just a bunch of like sock puppet, fake people, fake pictures. But he tried to do that for a while. Like that's,
Right.
and I'm sure it's still going on. I think there are a number, and I think it's more than a half a dozen Scientologists who are way up the bridge. They're on solo knots. They get sec checked twice a year, and they get rewarded for going on to platforms like YouTube and doing this kind of stuff, because then they can get, it's like they get a scout badge, like an SP bought SB scout badge thing, and then that helps them with their quote unquote clearances when they do solo knots and so forth. So I think it's definitely more than 6 or 8 people.
Anyway, I'm just saying when I was there, which was in from 95 to 99.
Right.
Around that time. But I never finished my story about
Okay.
what happened with Kathy and Bill saying, we need to get together with you the night before I escaped out.
Oh, right.
So I said to Kathy, and you have to understand, this is a woman who knew nothing, just like my husband, knew nothing about this. Nothing. I had to sign a thing saying I'd pay $100,000 if I told David Miscavige, RTC, any of the executives, anybody, any auditor, any executive, any ethics officer. And I looked at Bill and I said, this is like the Guardians of this shit.
Right.
Right? Where the 11 people went to prison. And he said, I said, what about me? And he said, Tory, we have the best auditors and ethics officers in the world that will help you. And he said, trust me. And I did. He was my auditor. They knew I did. So, okay, I signed the thing. But anyway, the point is, Kathy and Bill, my husband and his wife, didn't know anything about this. So now Kathy calls me and says, we want to meet you for dinner. And I don't trust him at all now at this point. And so I say, okay, here's the deal, Kathy. The only place I'm going to meet you is in a public space, a public restaurant. Because I'm really afraid Gavino's going to come and get me, right? Because
Right.
I'm the only one who knows this top secret shit that's going to, they'd already put me in an apartment, in a room. What's going on?
I had to just make a quick adjustment with my camera. I'm really sorry, it was loose. I didn't mean to distract you. Go on.
No. Do you want me to take your picture with both of you?
Oh, we're good, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, put you in a room. You were saying
I know, they put me in a room.
the story with Kathy?
I was afraid they'd put me in a
Oh,
room.
yeah, okay,
and
good. You were,
torture me,
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I said, look, I'll meet you in a public space. So we
Right.
go to one of these restaurants where you
Right.
can eat outside. Or
Right.
we're inside, but it's public. And we eat, and it's very awkward. It's like, how's the weather, and this and that. It's just sort of like nothing, right? Bill never shows up, and now it ends. And I'm like, the whole time I'm like eating, kind of looking around, like, is Gavino going to show up? Is Osa going to show up? Are they going to come drag
Right.
me out of here? I
Right.
mean, I was really afraid. I really
Mhm.
was. And I don't get afraid. I'm just not someone who does, but I did then, that night. And so she goes, well, look, Bill wants to talk to you at our house. And I said, okay, Kathy, I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. And I want you to listen to me carefully and get this. If Gavino comes into your house, I am going to call the police. And I mean it. I'm not like, maybe I will. I am going to call the police. And I don't care what happens to the two of you. I mean, I was like really on edge, right? And she said, no, it's okay. Bill had been very, because he threw me under the bus, and I sort of disconnected from him. So he used to be like, Tory, and then now he was sort of like, hello, hello, and our husbands and wives didn't know anything about it, so we'd kind of be like cordial with each other. But now I walk up to their house, and he's like this, hey, Tory, hi, come on in.
Crazy.
So we go into his office, and he goes, you are the first person to ever talk to Andreas, who created xcnu.net.
Right.
The
Right.
huge website. He's a Norwegian who was never in.
Right.
And I said, well, he's not that hard to get in touch with. Because, he was super friendly to me. So he goes, well, come on outside. And he goes, all right. So he sits me down. I remember he's been my auditor from OT5 to the
Right.
7 setups, everything else. So he knows me. So we sit down and he goes, all right, so what's going on? And I said, nothing. I'm glad, I've already set up the van to come get me the next morning, right?
Right.
But I say to him, nothing. And he goes, Tory, it's not nothing. Just tell me what it is. And I kind of get this Homer Simpson bubble, like, this is the last time.
Do we know this person?
I don't know. This is the last time I'm gonna have to put up with this sec check bullshit question.
Right. Right.
He's probably picking up someone from the restaurant. There are a lot of food
Yeah.
in this.
Doesn't matter, but
So anyway, I get that thought and I get a big smile on my face, and he goes, okay, that's it. What is that? What is it? He goes, and I said, nothing. And he goes, no, it's not nothing, Tory. You know it's something. What is it? What were you just thinking? And he looks at me, what were you just thinking? And I go, okay, here's the deal. Remember, I knew he did the Top Secret Mafia in the morning and late at night. And I'm a night owl. So I said, well, let me just tell you this. You will be the first person to know tomorrow morning. Because I posted it at 2 in the morning. Magoo left the building. And that was that. I flew the coop. But isn't that just an interesting little side?
completely. That is like fascinating. Yeah. So, yeah, that crap is still going on. I have to just answer this one question. This is from Freebird67. Says, good day, Mitch. Here to support you being there. Good luck with the move. As we get older, it's better to downsize and simplify life. Isn't that the truth? He has a question. Did I know Bob Ferris? I knew him casually. He wasn't somebody that I worked with.
You know that name too. Who is he?
Liz Ferris's dad. Apparently my volume is really low. Maybe if I put my headphones in. Okay, or I'll move closer to the camera. Okay, so yeah, Bob Ferris was he kind of fixed computers and stuff at Gold, so occasionally he'd come into the office. I mean, I knew who he was. He's just not anybody I ever interacted with. Yeah, he was just a pretty quiet, unassuming, he was just one of the worker bees up there, you know?
One of the many.
Yeah, one of the... So we'll see if this helps with the microphone. I promise we'll hey, Catherine, is that better? Okay, good. Okay, great. So yeah, that helps.
So we know that there's 191 people who are in here.
Oh, watching yours. I don't have that many, but yeah, okay.
But I'm just saying, by the end, once we post it, it'll be like a couple of thousand.
Yeah, I know,
So
that'll be great.
I think, this is my theory, that I think some of these guys that are still in watch our stuff. And this is my message to you. If you're in, Hubbard had a thing the way out, the way through, and you have to keep going. But he didn't keep that. He left and flew the coop himself. So my thing is the way out is the nearest door. Find a door, open it up, walk out. If you come out here and meet us and you honestly don't like us, go back. They'll take you back any day. They're not going to declare someone just because they left. They're not.
No, it's going to cost you a pretty penny when you go back. You're going to be signing up for a lot of security checking. I mean, if you actually spoke out,
But the truth is, 99% of the people, I don't know anybody who thought that. When I left in 2000, Robert Von Young, who used to write for Freedom Magazine,
right?
and he was a fabulous writer, and he called me every night. And he said, Tory, this is a lot like an abused woman's syndrome. And I said, meaning what? And he said, like abused women, they'll go back, right? And
Yeah.
he said, I'm really afraid you're going to go back in. And because I have epilepsy, and I fought them for 30 years about my medication, even though I took medication, but I still fought them about it, and they treated me like a degraded being and everything else.
Right.
I said to him, Vaughn, what you're saying, think of a Jew. It's like saying to a Jew, we're worried you're going to go back to those concentration camps.
Yeah.
And I meant it as serious as I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, no fucking way. You could pay me $1 trillion and I would not
Yeah.
go back. It's like, no.
Yeah. No, it would be. Yeah. Just to. They're having a little trouble hearing you on my stream because you're. I don't know why you're a little soft, but just to verify what you're saying. I spoke with somebody from the domestic abuse hotline. They gather a lot of information on domestic abuse, and they said that statistically, it takes a person 7 failed attempts before they leave an abusive situation.
It didn't me.
No. I'm talking about like abusive relationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is
Usually, when people leave Scientology, they leave. But I'll tell you something.
Hi, how you
Hey.
doing?
There's leaving and there's leaving because I know I left a bunch of times in my head and then didn't leave and then left and didn't leave and left and didn't leave. And then finally, when you leave physically, you leave. And then you speak out because it puts distance between you and the organization.
I wasn't going to. I said to Stacy, I'm not going to make videos. I'm not going to speak out. I'm not going to pick it. But I always tell the kids between LAX and Tampa, at LAX I was a Scientologist. By the time I got to Tampa, I was an activist because of what they'd done to me.
Right.
Yeah, they canceled my van, the plane was canceled, the vice president was at LAX, with her high heels charging up to me, going, we know where you're going, you're not going there. And luckily, Jesse had said, look, bring a phone. And in 2000, that sounds funny to a lot of people now, because everyone has a phone. But in 2000, we didn't. Remember we had those little emergency phones?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said this to Stacy, I said, Stacy, they don't do stuff like that. And she said, Tory, we used to run those programs. We know what we're talking about. Bring a phone. So I did. I brought this little emergency phone thinking she's full of shit. It's not really. And when the vice president came up, I got out the flip phone and I said, Jesse, the vice president is here. Well, it was Stacy who answered, and then she put it over to Jesse. And Jesse said, I'm going to walk you through this, but do not set down the phone. No matter what, don't set down the phone. If you go to the bathroom, don't set down the phone. Because they are after you, Tory. Don't let anything go wrong. We're going to walk you through this. And she wouldn't leave me alone. She was like glued to me. And so I finally had to get in a van to go to another terminal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's carrying my luggage. This is the vice president of OSA, Janet Wiley. She's carrying my luggage. And I say to the guy that's driving the van, I'm escaping out of a cult. She's the vice president. Can you help me? And he goes, you want to ride or not? So anyway, I got on.
Yeah.
Finally, I told them, I said, look, I can't get rid of her. She's everywhere I go, she goes. And so Bob bought me a first-class ticket. He said, you can go in a special lounge if you can't get in.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's amazing. Why are you barking? Hey, would you hold him a second? I'm going to go and just grab him something. I'm going to grab you something.
He's going to come back. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's so cute. He's so protective. Let me see if I can show you. Wait, I got to do it the other way. Here he is. Ben. I think. Right? Is that your name? Wait. Let's get you on. Here, scoot over. Oh, look at your little face. Look at how cute he is.
Here, this is falling apart.
Oh my God.
You want this, don't you?
Yeah. His name's Bentley, right?
Huh?
His name's Bentley.
Weston.
Oh, Weston.
A different English
I
name.
love Bentley.
Yeah.
I like Weston too. All right, Weston. Oh, here, give it back.
Yeah, Weston is named after a photographer by the name of Edward Weston.
Edward Weston?
Yeah, Edward Weston was a big influence on me. Here.
I don't know what to deal with my eyes tonight, but I really am having a hard time seeing the print.
Yeah, we're a little closer now, so hopefully the volume's a little better. Yeah, these are a little too juicy to eat. They're kind of melted.
I do love Lincoln Park. I used to live on it.
Okay.
I went to high school with Hillary Rodham Clinton.
With who?
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
You did? You went to high school?
Yeah, we were in a special class council together.
Wow. How was she? Did you know her back then, or?
A little. Everyone asks that. What was she like? She's like how she is now.
Yeah, I went to high school with a bunch of celebrity kids, but I don't want to mention who they are. Dino Martin Jr., Jr., and on. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I went to a little private school in Beverly Hills with the
Where'd you
kids.
grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in Laurel Canyon in West Hollywood, in the Hollywood Hills.
Oh wow, you had to know a lot of
I did. Hey, Weston, chill, dude.
chill, dude.
You need to chill. Here. Just drink some water. There we go. He's drinking some water.
Sure.
So yeah, it's yeah. You can't grow up in West Hollywood and Beverly Hills, West Hollywood. You don't grow up without meeting a lot of famous people. It's just inevitable. Hey, I even bumped into Charlie Manson one day.
What happened?
I bumped into Charlie Manson one day about
Oh.
2 months before the murders back in 1969.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Hey, guys.
We're gonna get going, Tory.
Oh,
Yeah.
was there anything
I didn't
exciting?
No, just for.
It's not
photos
really
there.
a party, right?
I think probably later on they're gonna come out. Because remember last time they came out like around 10.
Who's coming?
It's 9:30. Yeah, but I'm a little tired. I've been since up since 6.
So. All right, well, thanks for coming by, both of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her home. But I didn't bring my car. I left it parked in downtown. So we're gonna catch the train, go to downtown.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
up to them, yeah.
That's good.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
See you next
It's a
time.
pleasure. You bet.
Good to see you. I know. It's weird having the girls come, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, because there's a bunch of them win.
Oh, they're on tour.
Yeah. I think they're having a really good tour, though, I think.
Yeah. It's like the first season of last
Yeah, it's Ashley and Laura.
Yep.
Yeah, Via and VOA is there. Yeah, I got one here.
Are you okay being on camera, Carlos?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
sometimes I like to stay behind, but you know.
Okay, good. Here, now you're behind.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You know, it's what it is. You can't always be behind.
Yeah.
But,
At least we can say your name now.
yeah. They,
Where do you guys live? What part of town?
I live in East LA.
Where?
East Los Angeles.
Oh, on the other side of the like Boyle Heights, like
No, further.
further, like.
Towards Boundary, Monterey Park, and Montebello.
Oh, cool. You're
Yeah.
near Monterey Park.
Yeah.
You're lucky. There's a lot of good Chinese food out there.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
I've been told by Chinese people that the best Chinese food outside of Hong Kong is Monterey Park.
Monterey Park. Yeah.
And some places are actually
I always
better.
go there because
It's amazing.
yeah, like East LA is a little ghetto.
Yeah, no.
So like if I go to Target, I'll go to the one in Alhambra. If I
Yeah.
go to the Dollar Tree, I'll go to the one in Monterey
Yeah,
Park.
because
I go a little.
there's a lot of wealthy people in Alhambra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go out that way. Or like the Walmart in Rosemead.
Yeah.
Like I go to
Yeah.
so I go a
Yeah.
little further because if I go to the one the Target in East LA, everything's like all over the floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate that.
And it's like,
Yeah.
like pick up after yourself.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Cool. Well, maybe we'll see you. We'll get together for some dim sum
but
in
we
Monterey
might-
Park.
We're gonna do a protest at that sound studio.
So, the
if you
one
guys wanna
on
come.
Sunset, Scientology Media Productions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When?
we're I don't know.
I don't know.
We're organizing it.
We're trying to get a kind of a group of us, so we can, because that's where Miscavige's office is.
Yeah, Scientology is run out of there. That's the real headquarters. It's just right down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
never protest there, so this is a good idea.
No, and we can always protest from across the street in front of the gay bar. They won't have a problem. Huh?
Is it the Akbar?
Sorry?
The Akbar?
No, there's a gay bar right across the street.
Oh.
A pretty friendly, cool gay bar. So, yeah.
So we could protest there. We could be there across the street.
Yeah, they'd probably even host us because they're cool. They all hate Scientology. Yeah, we could go. We could all go hang out at the gay bar. Then there's another bar next door called the Tiki Bar, which is very difficult to get into. The Tiki Bar is one of the most famous bars in Los Angeles.
Oh, it's right next to the...
Yeah, the Tiki Bar.
Yeah, it's right next to the...
Yeah. KCET did an episode about. It's a very important
gotta
place to
go
look.
there.
Huh?
We gotta go there. I've never.
Yeah, you can't even get in. I mean, we can kind of peek in.
You can't get in.
Well, it only holds 14 people, so you can't like fire department like. It's only.
It's very small.
What's that? It's very small, but it's perfect inside. Every square inch of the place is done you cannot believe the detail it's done to, in terms of memorabilia, license plates, knickknacks. It's this great place. Yeah, this is for a still camera. It's
Oh, okay.
here, Tory, put your camera on here. I want to so they can see what he's talking about. Put it on.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's probably. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Oh, did your phone die?
Can you reframe what? Oh, did it die?
It did.
Oh darn! I have a battery.
I have.
Oh, I didn't bring a cable. Oh, maybe I have one in my car.
I have a battery and I have a cable.
Yeah, sorry guys. Tori's stream froze because she's gonna reboot here. She kind of ran out of steam.
She's getting hurt.
I'm down to 11%.
Where do I plug
Hey,
it in?
Carlos, could you do me a favor real quick? Would you hold him? Thanks. I'll be right back.
Did that work?
I guess we haven't told them yet that we're gonna be here all night.
I know. It's a party.
We should let them know. Come on down.
Yeah, mine's totally dead. Now it's just got the thing.
It'll be back up in a couple minutes.
I forgot. I was supposed to put it on a while ago, but. now
Because
I
you're
feel
talking
bad.
to your chat.
Huh?
Because you're talking to your chat.
No, I was talking to him.
Oh.
Kind of combo. I'm trying to talk to the chat and talk to him. What percent does it have to be up to before you can use it?
Like 5%. As long as you have the battery on.
It says 4%.
Okay.
Carlos is holding a dog.
Oh, haven't you?
Isn't that a cute dog?
Yeah.
Weston.
This is that.
Yeah, see, it still says 4%.
But
This
Probably
is
charge
just,
$10.
huh?
It's like a fast charger.
I don't know. Somebody gave it to me though.
Oh well.
I feel bad though because all the people were on it. I don't know if they'll still be on it or not. You think? Do you go on there and tell them?
No, because you're on. Yeah.
You can't tell them.
No, because I wouldn't be able to do a chat because if you're off,
Oh.
I only have like 50 subscribers.
Yeah, so my phone is about to die and my battery is fully charged, but apparently my cable's not working.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not charging it.
Shoot.
Anyway.
Do you have the right cable?
Oh yeah, I definitely have the right cable.
Oh. Hi.
Okay, so guys, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Really?
Yeah, well, unless you can get rebooted, because I'm not, for some reason, I'm not charging.
Well, you just hang out for a minute.
I know Tory can get rebooted. Oh, look
She
at
didn't actually see it.
I know because I've got my charger working.
Yeah, yours is working, mine's not working. I don't know why. My
It should work, right? Maybe
yeah, I mean the battery's all the way. It
Oh.
must be the cable. The battery's already on, and I'm plugging this in, and it's
you don't
not.
have a different cable?
I'll try it again.
No, it's the only one.
You plug it in, you can't plug it in.
Yeah, no, this is the only one that I have.
Does it usually work?
Huh?
Does it usually work?
Yeah, it usually works in my car. I don't know what the deal is, and it's the only one that I have. So I'm gonna die shortly. So if you see me
Oh,
freeze
no.
up, are you coming back?
Yeah,
I am
I'm
in a
pretty
few
sure
minutes.
Tory
I've
will
got
come back.
5%. Huh?
I'm pretty sure yours will come back.
Yeah, because this is full.
Do you have a cable I could just try real quick to see?
No.
Okay.
I have one too, but mine is wait, you have it, right? But how many percent does it have? Does it even? No, but the charger.
Okay, boy, we really messed this thing up.
Oh, zero.
My phone's about to die and my battery's not working. I've got this thing here and it's fully charged. You can see the lights are, but for some
Yeah,
reason.
Tory's will come back.
So I think we're gonna have to go solo in a minute with Tory. She's rebooting her phone.
Yes.
Yeah, I pushed there's no power button on the battery pack. There's only you can check the charge.
Oh, it's
You could
really the charge.
Yeah, it's totally charged.
So it must be your
Yeah, for some reason I got a shitty cable. Thank you, Apple.
and you don't have another one?
I don't.
We could go ask Scientology if they do it.
I don't think they would do that.
That's hilarious, Tory.
I'm really amazed
If they
because
could hook it up.
You want us one of your cables so we can talk about you? Tell everybody, don't get in this.
okay, so I'm at 7% right now. We'll see. We'll see how far I make it to. I think when it gets much lower, I'm just going to sign off.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to sign off if it gets much lower because I don't want to freeze. I'd rather say goodnight. Okay, guys. So this is just we're going to do better
Okay,
next
Tory's
time.
Reloading.
We'll I'll bring spare
Alright,
cables
thank
and
you,
spare
guys.
batteries and I'll take the dog.
I'll
He'll
take
go
them
home
out.
with you. He'll.
Thank you for the ones who stayed. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Carlos.
Okay, you're welcome.
You
Oops,
good?
sorry.
You good?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get going, guys.
All right, Carlos. Thank you for
Okay.
coming by.
Okay. Good night. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
See-
safe trip home
Yeah, we will.
and
We
try to
have,
stay cool.
we have our.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Be good.
Okay, bye, Mitch.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just. Yes. Good night, Carlos.
And
Nice to
have a
meet
good
you.
weekend. Are you coming tomorrow, Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's too hot. We're gonna wait for it to
Next
cool
Friday.
down.
Yeah, next Friday. Possibly.
Yeah. Well, me. If you're here,
Yeah.
I only come.
Thanks.
But this time I just came for a little because I have my car over.
Yeah.
We'll pick it up.
But next Friday is supposed to be like 70.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
that,
good.
but it's chilly.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that. This whole week's gonna be hot. Though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And then it starts.
It's gonna be like an inferno.
I got the notification.
Huh?
I got the notification.
I know. I know it says don't go out. I went to Weight Watchers last night. Tons of people were there. She said, I'm so happy everybody came. I didn't think you'd come. It's so hot.
Oh, maybe they have it.
Oh my God.
And air conditioning, so we all went, let's go.
Who said this?
Weight Watchers.
Elizabeth. She said sometimes the lightning cables work if you flip it over. There's a front and a back. It worked. You're a genius.
worked?
Yeah, you're a genius.
Good.
Yeah.
Also, how did you do it? How did you get to Tory?
Well, I just flipped it.
Oh, yeah, flip it around. Oh, okay, yeah, because I think sometimes they get dirty.
I think it's just dirty.
Yeah.
Because they don't. Yeah, okay. But anyway, it's
Cool,
working.
awesome.
It's
I'm
working.
glad. Okay, bye, guys.
See ya.
Virtual hug. Okay.
Okay, are you back on, Tory?
Yeah.
Can you flip your camera at me?
Bye, Barry. Bye, my sweetie.
Nice to meet you. Good night.
Mitch, what are David Miscavige's working hours when he is
At the base?
the old KTLA studio? And are they living quarters there too?
No. They mean that person means KECT,
Oh, yeah.
not KTLA. His hours. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, no, there's no living quarters there. The staff who work there, they live. I don't know. I think they mostly live at the HI, which is where the test center is. There's a few different buildings they live at. I couldn't tell you where they live, but I know they're all bussed in every morning. And
Down the street there, there's a big apartment building.
yeah, that's right. A lot of them live right down the street. The Armstrong building or something like that. Anthony building, right. He lives on, I'm trying to think of the street. It's next to ASI. It's the side street of ASI. There's apartments there called the El Cadiz, and they bought that whole place and they turned a bunch of the units into one big, massive living quarters for Miscavige, and then they built like a walled-in passageway so he can walk to ASI without being seen. And that's where he lives when he's in LA. But his working, I mean, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he usually comes to work after noon, generally speaking. He doesn't come in the morning. I don't know what he does. Hello.
Hi.
Nice night for a walk, huh?
Beautiful dress.
Okay, happy people. Yeah, he'd come in afternoon and he'd usually leave 8, 10. Sometimes he's there later. Like if he's planning an event and he's going through editing bays and looking at event videos and doing all that stuff, he'll keep everybody there till midnight. Then he'll tell them, you better fix that, and basically make them stay up all night, and then he'll go home and get some sleep and come in the next day at noon.
They want to know what your username is.
My username on
I think it's
YouTube?
Mitch Brisker on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's hello. It's Scientology: The Big Lie. It's my channel. It's
Oh, yeah?
yeah. It's
It's not Mitch Brisker?
but if you search Mitch Brisker, you'll find it because I'm the only Mitch
It's called
Brisker.
Scientology, the Big Lie.
Yeah, it actually has dashes. Scientology dash the dash big dash lie. Like if you search at, or even if you just without the dashes, just search Scientology: The Big Lie. It'll come up. It's easy to find. I'm Mitch Brisker on Facebook. I'm Mitch Brisker on Instagram. I'm not really hiding behind handles, and I'm Mitch Brisker on X. I don't post a lot on X. Somewhat on Instagram. Somewhat on Facebook. I just don't have time, huh?
It's so nice the way people are more coming out than, I remember back in 2000, I mean, people would even say, what is your name? And we would all go, okay. So
Yeah, everybody would
like
hide
so
behind something.
paranoid.
Yeah.
And I had a thing set up where if people wanted to call me, they had to call Andreas and ask him and talk to him. And then Andreas would say, look, it's one of your relatives and they want to talk to you.
Right.
And that was from Norway to here.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to just check. Very dry, Tory. Maybe some moisture drops. Oh, in my eyes. Thank you, witness. That's probably
Well,
it. I probably do need moisturizer. She said
Oh,
it's very
yeah.
dry out.
Well, Elizabeth said, my favorite mantra, computers make or break my day. That is true. When I was learning to use computers back in the 70s before personal computers, I learned by a very talented young man who was one of the pioneers of computer animation, and he had run the computer department at the Rand Corporation. This guy was a pretty savvy computer guy. And when he sat me down to teach me how to use a computer, this was like a DEC computer. This was like about the size of a refrigerator. Oh, I smell some weed. But anyway, he said the first thing you have to know about computers is there's no reason to do something by hand in 15 minutes if you can spend 2 hours doing it on a computer. So anyway, that was kind of his perspective, because they don't necessarily save time. I answered this earlier. Wilderman said, do you know Phil Anderson? Yeah, I worked with Phil Anderson for years. I worked with his wife, Diane, more because Diane was the film librarian up at Gold, which means she was one of the two people that if you needed a shot or you needed a stock footage or something, you'd put the request into them. So I saw Diane a lot. Lovely woman, used to be a ballerina, very talented, and just hopelessly lost in Scientology. I mean, when you truly, truly believe that you're saving the world, it's kind of difficult to turn your back on that.
It is until you see the dark side.
Hey, Spanky's in the chat. Hi, kiddos. It's Spanky. Hi, Spanky. Yep, here we are. She's on my chat.
Oh, she's on your chat.
Yeah, but maybe she'll jump in yours.
Well, tell her I said hi. I don't see her, but that doesn't mean she...
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Wilderman. You should also know, like, I'd met Laura as a little girl at the ranch, because I knew all of those kids. I saw them grow up. You know, Laura and Sterling and Mike Brown, all the ones that you guys have come to know. Mostly I knew Sterling. He was older. He and Mike were older. They came to the base. And then I cast Sterling in a whole bunch of films because he was just a very lively person. He was kind of the right type. I needed like a young, spunky, kind of nice-looking guy. And I think he was in 4 films, or at least 2 films with Jason Begay, where he did scenes with Jason. That like they had dialogue scenes. So we had a lot of fun. I mean, you know, everything wasn't evil and abusive. In the movie studio, we could get away with a lot because the place was bubbled. You know, we were making these films, and nobody, you know, the staff loved working on the films because they couldn't be hassled. They didn't have to go to muster. If they missed a meal, they got fed. You know, they got kind of special treatment. So they really liked working in the studio. It was like, and then also when Miscavige was around that activity, he'd be on his best behavior because he didn't want me to see that shit. I mean, that eventually the mask dropped and I saw it, but that for a long time, that was a thing. Sterling talked about that. It was just like taking a vacation, working on the set for a day or 2 days. And he probably worked, during his time, he worked on films more than most. No, I answered this before. This is, hello, it's Leah. Did Phil or his wife ever mention Laura or their kids? Never. I knew them for 40 years. I never knew they had children.
It's so weird.
Yeah, no, the reason is because families are, for the most part, invisible. You know, that's just some weird body connection. It's not a Thetan connection. If it is, that's a different matter. But yeah, it was pretty bizarre.
Yeah, true though, but I probably won't. You know, they're asking if I'm going to do a midnight ritual, but, you know, we've already been here for what? I don't know. Now it cut out because it's only 12 minutes.
Mine says 108 minutes.
Yeah, so we were here for
we've been here for a while.
over an hour. So I don't think I'm going to do another one at midnight.
Yeah, no. What is this? It says for Mitch.
I didn't speak. You come on here.
I have my chance of texting you. Okay. Okay, good.
Good night. Good night. Good night, Dawn. There's Spanky Taylor. Hey, Torita. Love you both. Thank you. We miss having you here.
Yeah, this might be a new one because we're actually co-streaming on our own channels. I've never seen 2 channels that are like, because there's no way for them to watch it both unless they can flip back and forth from one tab to another. You would be on one tab, I would be on the other.
But they can hear you and hear me, right?
Yeah, exactly. On either channel, they're going to hear
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah.
You're a little soft, so I keep moving
I
forward.
am?
Well, yeah, but it's
I've been talking.
it's because I don't have a good mic. I'll get a couple of.
I have a mic. I forgot to bring it.
Ah,
Someone gave me
okay,
one. and
okay.
I forgot to bring it. I was going to tonight. But anyway, next time I will. Because that's my thing with everyone doing interviews with phones. You can hear the person talking, but you
Right.
can't hear the other person.
Right.
And we all need to, like I noticed Jessica now, Palmadessa is carrying around a little mic.
That she can put
Yeah,
there. Yeah, no,
something like
we'll get there. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll be
we gotta do
perfect. Somebody asked. Somebody asked about. Do you ever hear? This was Polly Alice asked for Mitch or Tory. Do you ever hear from old friends getting out finally today? I don't. I mean, the only person you mean friends from inside. Well, first of all, they're kind of not friends because you don't really. They might be people you really like, but you don't really have friends in Scientology because friends are somebody that you can confide in, and you can't confide, in my experience. You can't confide in anybody in Scientology because they'll just they'll write you up to the org, whether it's ethics or the CS, because they think they're helping you. So you can't go to somebody and say, "I'm having second thoughts about my marriage. I think I made a mistake." Oh my God, they're going to send that shit right into the org, and you're going to get yanked in and probably sec checked in front of your wife.
Yeah, that was part of my waking up. I wrote to Andreas in Norway, and I said, Andreas, you have to understand if I leave, I'm going to lose every friend I have. And, because I was saying this to Andreas, and I said, if I leave, I'm going to lose every single friend that I have. And my
Right.
husband of 27 years. I knew my son was out, so I
Right.
was okay on that.
Right.
But I thought, I wrote to him and I said, I don't know if my soul can take this. And he wrote me back and he said, I'm crying reading your email. I'm so sorry you're going through this. But I have to ask you this one question, and it's a really important question. It's very obvious, but it's really important. What kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you
Yeah.
because you change your mind?
Right.
And I thought, it's so true.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. When I left and I realized none of those people were friends, people that I was.
Big banners of that. What kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind?
Yeah, that's totally my point that you don't have friends. So, I mean, there were people I really liked, like Rachel Hastings. I met her when she came in 2004. She's a cinematographer. We worked together on some stuff. She was mostly traveling around the world, but we worked together. She wanted to come to Gold and work with me. I tried to make that happen. Didn't really happen. We were always very friendly and respectful of one another. And, oh, look at that. Thank you. Tory gave me a payday.
Payday.
It's payday. I haven't had one of those in a
Payday,
while.
bingo, baby.
So yeah, Rachel, oddly enough, she and I got out at the same time, like the beginning of lockdown and the pandemic. And then I was speaking with Mike Prinder, and he said, he didn't know that we knew each other. I mean, I met Rachel in 2005. I think Mike left, no, 2004. I think Mike left in 2005.
Can you
And
give
so,
a peanut?
huh?
Can a dog give a peanut?
No peanuts for the dog. Peanuts. Yeah, peanuts are okay. Never mind. Yeah, peanuts are good. Yeah, I think he'll go crazy for that. He does. He loves peanut butter.
Why did you say no?
I got confused with something else. There's some nuts that are not good. Here, bud. Like, I know they're not a nut, but mushrooms will make him puke his guts up. Here you go. You eat that. Okay, he's happy. So anyway, so yeah, Mike said somebody's smoking some weed. Maybe they'll come over here.
It happens.
Maybe they'll come over here and share it with us. That would be nice.
Don't smoke me.
Oh yeah, no, I'll smoke a little weed. Now, I'm driving home, so I'm not going to do it. But I think weed is definitely a worthwhile activity in my book.
I lost 100 pounds. I gained it in Scientology.
Mhm.
And I joined Weight Watchers before I woke up and escaped out. And they were part of my waking up.
Mm.
Because Scientology, up at the top, you weren't there, bro. I know what you said then.
Mm-mm. I was not.
Literally, they don't say this, but you get the you know, you get so many sec checks every 6 months
Right.
that it's like, it's just better not to think about anything. Because if you think about anything, it can read on a stupid
Right.
meter. And then
You block it off.
Yeah, so I wasn't thinking at all. So now I go to Weight Watchers to lose the 100 pounds. And the lady says, you know, you walk into a grocery store, you've got, should I get a donut? Should I get an apple? Should I get, oh, no, she goes like this, she goes, walk into the store, have a committee meeting. And I go like this, I raise my hand, this is how brainless I was, I raise my hand in a group meeting, and I go, could you define what is a committee meeting? Because that's how brainless I was. And she goes, well, you know, you walk in a store, should I get the apple, should I get a donut, should I get an apple, get a donut? And she goes, make a better choice, get the apple. And but it was the first time someone had made it okay for me to think. Because see, that thought process, they were saying was my case. My
Right.
last CS, which I've gotten together with top CSs who've left, and they said that is the squirreliest CS we've ever heard. And it was see if you can walk down the street and not think about your case. So that's like, don't think about an elephant, right? So I made it to 2 driveways, and I just stood out in the middle of the street. That's it, I'm done.
I have a question for you. Where does this payday fit in on the ecosphere of Weight Watchers?
It's 4 points.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I get 23 points a day, and they have 200 foods that are 0 points.
Wow.
So chicken, turkey,
Cantaloupe.
all vegetables, all fruits are all 0 points. You used to have to count them, but they finally realized nobody comes in here because they ate too much fruit or too much vegetable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or turkey, or chicken, or all kinds of stuff. So they have 200 foods that are 0 points now. So you can eat all of that, and then the 23 points are kind of this stuff.
Right.
But I've lost 100 pounds and kept it off for 14 years now.
Right. Weston,
Thank
don't
you,
do that.
Weston.
Do not do that.
That's it.
Okay, so Elizabeth asks me, are you familiar with the Levin Brothers documentary, Brothers Broken? Last I heard, they hope for backing so it could be distributed. Any news? I would like to see it. I'm very familiar with it. Believe it or not, Jeff Levin is actually, I figured this out one day. He's my oldest friend because I met him in 1973. And then, of course, we were friends all during Scientology. Then he left. And he was one of the first people I reconnected with after I left because he's a lovely guy. They are, I
Spanky is
did,
with me. I met
huh?
her. That's how Spanky is with me. I met her in 1972.
Yeah, and I gave Jeff some editorial help, like reviewing the film, and I can tell you that they are readying it. They're readying it to be picked up by some platform, so it'll be more readily available. Hello,
Cute dog.
you can say hi.
She's a little reactive.
Okay. Come on, Weston. Not everybody's as friendly as you. Come on. Oh, that was anyway.
Question. I think he needs some more water.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's got water there. But so anyway, yeah, it's definitely, I don't have any news, but I know, I'll ask Jeff and I'll post something, or I'll ask him.
What
If,
was the question?
the question was about the film Brothers Broken, that they're looking for funding to get the thing distributed. I don't know that they're looking for funding as much as they're just creating the opportunity to have it picked up by streaming services and to be available at more film festivals. I know they're really working on it.
Yeah.
And
I love Jeff. He's a great guy. All right, now, and he's one of the guys from CC back in the old days.
what's that?
We knew him from CC in the
Jeff.
old days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I first met him. He was just out of the Sea Org, but he was still at CC. He was back from the ship, but I think he was staff maybe for a while at CC. Yeah.
I helped train John Travolta.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he came up to me at Battlefield Earth. I was with OSA to make sure no evil people got to John Travolta,
Right.
which I thought I was sort of waking up. And so I thought it was a little BS. And afterwards they had a secret party. And you had to have a badge to get into the secret
Oh, I'm
party.
sure.
And so I go with Yachty and Gavino and me. So 3 of us outside the secret party.
Right.
And Travolta walks up to me and he gives me a big hug and he says, I will never forget you and Vicky. Vicky was the supervisor there.
Right.
And it was really sweet. So then I thought, I want to talk to him. So we're outside, I don't have a badge. You know, they're not going to let me. So I thought, I can do it. So I wait till this tall guy's walking in and I just walk behind him and the guy goes, well, do you have a badge? And I look at him like, hello? And he goes, okay, just go on. So I get in and John's already with some big celebrity talking to him and I think, okay, I don't want to bug him. So what can I do? I'll get drinks for Gavino and Yachty. So I go and
Nice.
get drinks and I come out and I say, I really want to congratulate you guys on your top secret party.
That's crazy.
Well, I was always screwing with them, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
trying to screw with us, but I knew how to screw with them a little bit. Hello,
Hello.
I like your t-shirt.
Thank you.
Good color.
Hey,
I
the
like these people.
yeah, they're going to be on the other side of the bill, or they're going to be getting out of course soon, right? Are they already out of course? Don't they get out at 10?
I think
Yeah.
it's at 9, but
Since
the kids said 10. I think they're 10.
yeah. Hey, Weston, where you going? Where you going, bud? Come on back here.
John up in well, but then I ran into him another time. We had a premiere out at the Arrow out in Santa Monica. And I went up and gave him a hug and he was very kind to me. And this is me being a declared suppressor.
Really, John? Was nice to you? Yeah. Well, you know, it's a public thing. What's he going to do? He's going to feign being nice.
But I
So
mean, he gave me a really good hug. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just standing.
yeah, like it wasn't a.
I'll let you touch me. He's not that way. He's a good
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I know. I interacted with John a lot in Scientology. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a very nice
Way
guy.
different than Tom.
Very much so. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't ever get in Scientology.
What's that?
Don't ever join this.
No.
I was in it for 30 years. I speak from experience. And they're looking after people like you. They want you.
Are you doing a live video?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I was in it for 30 years and then I woke up and I realized it was just a scam and escaped out. They chased me across the country. The Tampa police got me out of the Tampa airport.
Wow.
True story.
Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, I just figured, because they're good at what they're doing. And you guys are gorgeous and they love pretty women.
Yeah, you
They
look
do.
like you have money, and that's
Yeah.
what they want.
And you're pretty. And it's like, hey, get them in. So,
Good night, guys. Have a great night.
yeah, always warn people.
Yeah.
And it's very well receptive.
No kidding. Okay.
And also, you can come out here any day and talk to me. Because Davey, who knows, is only at $1 million.
Oh my God. So Welderman said, Tory is on my TV and you are on my phone. Totally entertained. That is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
That's really
That is awesome. Keep that shit up. I
These
love
guys
that.
are really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, see, that's the thing. With these guys, that's what I want everybody to know. You guys are so important for that reason.
Yeah, it's the only reason.
They
Yes.
can't stop you guys.
Yeah.
They could stop us, but they can't stop you. And it's like, the more, get more people to come to each of our sites so they subscribe, because then it gets bigger. I started out with 10,000 subscribers with Anonymous. They Bunker brought over the webcams that
Yeah.
became Anonymous, and in one day I had 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I can't break 5,000. I don't know what it is.
I know, but you just have to keep going.
Yeah, I do, but I guess I'm
It
just.
takes a while. I mean, now I've been 25.5 for at least a year. But it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
losing
I'm
weight.
not-
You just have to keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm not in some numbers game here, but I'm not in a numbers game. But yeah, we do come out here for you guys. It is a fact. But you know, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you like the, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm going to be doing more stuff, especially once I move. I'll be dedicating myself more because I don't know where I'm going to stream from, but I'll figure it out.
You mean you don't know where you're going to swing?
You know, it's like, well, I could always come down here and stream. Like you can stream from anywhere. West End, you getting it?
Weston, well, you're
Come on,
happy.
sit. Are you getting a little antsy, bud? You want to just, huh?
It looks like, what the
No, he doesn't want to go home. He loves being outside. He just he wants to take a walk.
Well, go walking from me. You can walk
Uh,
down L. Ron Hubbard's way.
What's that?
You can walk down L. Ron
Oh, really? You think they wouldn't with a phone live? I'm not going to turn my phone off.
Well, bring it.
Okay, that's like you're throwing down. No, there's. I'm not going to do it.
You know, what is it?
It's not. It's just not a good enough opportunity. If it was in the middle of an event and there were a lot of people.
That's so weird tonight. I'm glad Whitney told me that about the drops. I said, Weston, what are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, Weston?
I think he's after a bug.
I don't know. He's after.
Weston, what do you have over there?
Okay, I can't really get him right now. Okay, where are you, Weston? There you are. What are you doing? Can you believe this guy was run over by a car 2 weeks ago? This guy's like so resilient.
I know. But
Come
it wasn't
on.
run over like you think.
No, but he was
was
like, I heard
driven
him.
over.
He
You
was
can say
he was dribbled under the car. Like he had superficial scrapes and scratches, and then he ran and hit. Now there we are.
Hi, guys.
Hey, come here, bud. Come here, bud.
Sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, some people don't like to be told what to do. Hello, nice night for a walk, huh?
Nice little walk.
Yeah.
Where are you guys coming
Little
from?
dinner. What are you guys doing?
We're old friends who
you
used to
doing
be
a
in
podcast?
Scientology.
Okay.
So sometimes we like to just come and sit here.
Used to be in Scientology, but no longer.
Oh, really?
Staged out after 30
Ah.
years in. I was
And you're in front of their building.
Are you guys
talking
live
about it?
streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we
Sorry.
talking about?
All right.
Well, no, I was just asking where you're coming from, and you asked what we were doing, and I was just telling you.
Right.
Sometimes we like to just hang out here and just chat.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because-
We both have stories that the thing about a group like this is it's very factioned off.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you two are friends, but you in Scientology would be doing something,
Right.
and you could be right next door, and for years you would have no idea
Huh.
what each of, and you're not allowed to talk about it.
What?
So, yeah, and I know people go, I would never do that, and I wouldn't either if you.
Did you both live here?
No.
No, I
No,
worked.
neither of you.
No. I worked as a film director for them for a long, long time.
Uh huh.
I made up anyway. So and they all
Wow.
know who I am, so it's kind of nice to.
So what do your followers say about what's going on?
Oh, I don't know. What are they saying? Well, shit, we're on different channels.
Oh, I see.
but
Okay.
This says, Mitch, it's a matter of proving to them that they cannot. Wait a minute. Matter of proving to them they cannot obstruct your First Amendment right and your right to walk down the road like anybody else.
Ah.
It's different things
I
and
see.
or different questions
Let's
about
see.
things.
Okay. We
I'm letting it total
Hi, Kaz.
Yeah.
How long
How's
were
it
you
going, Kaz?
in?
What's that?
How long were you part of Scientology?
Oh, many years. Too long.
Too
Decades.
long.
Decades?
Well, yeah. It's. I was like.
We all got in as kids. I got in, I was 22.
I was
moved
20.
out at 53.
When you
Wow.
moved to Los Angeles, are you from here?
No, I'm from Chicago. I
Oh, wow.
I quit college and hitchhiked from Chicago in 1969
Oh,
to LA to do Scientology.
Wow.
And I just read a couple chapters of a book.
Right. Right, by L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
tricky, so I try to tell people, there's plenty of information that they put on the internet on how wonderful it is.
Right.
But we have information also. I think the best one that I can say that's the easiest to remember is xcnu.net.
Mm.
It's my friend in Norway who was never in, and he thought, why is somebody getting sued in Norway? This was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he started poking around, saw all the Scientology stuff, but then he started finding all this dark stuff.
Right.
And then he put it all together on Xenu.net. And I say Xenu, but it's XENU.
Right. Okay.
X.
All right.
And
Okay.
it's all the stuff they won't tell you.
Right,
Sure.
of course.
So where are you guys coming from? That restaurant?
Yeah, having a
Yeah.
little dinner.
How's the food?
Delicious.
What's
Is
it
it good?
called?
I'll have to check it out.
It-
We'll have to
it's
eat.
called Found Oyster.
Yeah,
It's
Found
delicious.
Oyster.
Every night. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is a plug for Found Oyster. We
Right.
do not make a commission.
Yeah, no, we
But
loved
you
it.
should, we loved it.
Yeah.
What's it
Delicious.
called?
It's called
Found
Found
Oyster.
Yeah, I don't really trust the oysters you find, but okay.
Yeah,
No,
they
fair enough.
listen.
I mean, yeah.
They were found by then, give them to
They
us.
can
Yeah,
paid,
be,
paid
yeah.
for by
suspect.
us.
Find an oyster.
They're like,
Yeah.
you
probably
know,
toss it.
exhaust
Yeah,
scavengers.
Exactly. And who is this? Have you introduced your followers to this
Oh,
person?
absolutely. They love him. That's
Okay.
why he's here.
What's his name?
His name's Weston.
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 Weston, you are the truly the star of the show.
Yeah, sweet dog.
Yeah,
It's like, this is his little
Absolutely.
doggy
He's been
bits.
here
Yeah.
for a couple hours.
Yeah,
He's just
he's doing very good.
I have to say he's named after the photographer Edward Weston.
Wow.
Right, right, the zone system.
What do we have people
No,
saying?
that was what's his name?
Oh, they're still talking.
Yeah.
Hi from
Weston
Melbourne,
and
Australia.
Ansel Adams.
Okay, I
Yeah,
get it.
Adams.
Yeah,
Mitch,
he was the
please
zone
cover the elder abuse. People will be horrified that seniors in their twilight years are ripped off and housed in substandard buildings with no medical care. People
That's
are
what
also
these
confused
buildings
what the First Amendment means. It has to do with the government restricting people's freedom of speech.
Yeah,
There
we're
we go.
dealing with some issues here.
All right, well,
Right.
we'll leave you to it.
No. Please come by anytime.
Are you out here
She's
every
Tory
night?
Magoo 44, and I'm Scientology The Big Lie, and you can go onto YouTube and subscribe
right.
to our
And
channels.
it's
And
T-O-R-Y, not I.
Okay,
All right.
Very nice.
Wow.
yeah, you guys have a nice night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
no,
stopping
you
by.
too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
And
Yeah,
pass the
no
word,
problem.
Tell people, especially they're after young people, African Americans,
Uh-huh.
and anybody who speaks two languages.
Wow.
Right.
So-
Yeah, no, they have a thing on, I'm from New York. They have a place on 125th Street.
Yep.
Yeah, all
Been
the way
there.
over on like the east side, or basically the west side.
Well, it's,
but
not,
yeah.
it's right
You know
off
how-
of
Because
like
it gets
Theater
narrow
Row.
up there.
Just so you know how truly racist they are, when Hubbard, who started Scientology, ran it,
Mm-hmm.
for 30 years, there were 5 black people in Scientology, in all of Scientology. I knew them all.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
I used to sell jewelry out all around town, and I
Uh-huh.
said, these are great people.
Right. 5 black people out of how many in total of like the others?
There's still not that many. He says there's 8 billion. There's really probably, I'd say, 20,000.
Oh wow.
20,000 active
If
Scientologists,
that. If
That's
that.
including Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
including Tom Cruise.
He was
Who
like a
everyone
big
knows.
Scientologist.
yeah,
You know who? Him, Travolta.
yeah.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of big celebrities.
Right.
And
Yeah.
attorneys. They get people that they hire to do their attorney work, and they find out how dirty they are. And they
Right.
Sit.
Yeah. No, I saw the documentary. Who was the guy that was running it at one
Going
point?
clear.
Oh, David Miscavige, the guy
Yes,
who's running
that's one.
Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work for him.
Yeah. And he was, I mean, in the documentary, he was like
Yeah,
shady.
Yeah, no, he's pretty
Yeah.
psychotic.
Oh,
Hey,
there
dude,
he
what's
is.
happening?
Oh, wait, he's like friends with him. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they're
Yeah.
buddies.
why are you talking about him like
Yeah.
that?
No, he was
that's what
agreeing.
you're
Yeah.
No, he was
like, why are you
agreeing. He
talking
was
about
saying,
him
"You're
like
right,
that?"
Weston. Come here."
So
oh, yeah,
cute.
he's-
Weston,
Well,
you got some goodies coming to you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
both.
nice to meet you guys too. Have a good night.
Take
Take
care.
care. Have a
Hey,
good
take
night.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, Weston. You keep doing you.
Yeah. There you go, and there they go.
Educating your masses, that's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that restaurant out. That
I'm
sounds.
glad that they're going to be removing the flower pots. This is
I know. Hey guys, so there it is, right down. You can see at the end of the street those orange lights.
Yeah.
That's the Found Oyster, which apparently has really good food. I think we should go eat there one day before we stream from here. We should just check it out. Well, I think Weston's found another bug.
I don't think you can bring Weston in though. But it looks like
No,
it's
but you know,
outside, right?
I'll leave him at home that
Don't
night.
they have
Yeah, if
outside?
they have a patio, they'll be fine with him.
Well, you look like you're anxious. You want to go?
Me anxious? No, I'm trying to catch up with my chat. Yeah, we'll leave soon unless anybody. We should probably ask for final questions.
Okay, is there a final question? What's the
Yeah,
final-
like this person, this person YRB said Scientology's use of the police to stop the streamers is a First Amendment issue. Citizens have the right to photograph and film in public. Citizens have the right to protest. Yeah, it's totally right. Like this conversation that we had with these guys, they could have asked me, "Oh, we don't want to be on camera," and I would have respected it. But there's an assumption of that you don't have privacy in public. There is an assumption that when you went in public, and if you're photographed, you can't say, you can't sue them for that. You could ask, "Don't put me on camera." If they're nice people, they won't. If they would have asked, but this is completely legal. We're in a public place. We're talking about issues that need to be spoken about. And the amazing thing is that I'm like, this is how stupid Scientology is. Okay, they could shut us down because we have tribe. Oh, I shouldn't say it. I'm not going to say it.
You don't ever feed them.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say it.
We could shut them down.
Yeah, no, but they actually, I don't know what the laws are in the regulations are in LA, so I'm just going to take it back. Oh, here we have some more lovely people. Weston, I know they're. God, he just like
He's out for 'em.
he finds the pretty girls. I'm telling you, my dog is just like he's a hound dog. He's a hunter,
He's a hound dog.
but. Hey guys. My dog is specially
Scientology.
trained to find beautiful women, and he's just spotted you guys. So,
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
okay, that was my big pickup line. It just didn't work. No, I'm just kidding. What kind of dog does Dave have? Jack Russell Terrier? Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to say it. Dave had beagles. I have a beagle. That is such a random coincidence. It is nothing. The fact that I have a beagle, plus he's like not. He's a lemon beagle and he's part pocket beagle, so he's not like a real purebred show beagle. He's a lemon beagle. Means he doesn't have any black. He just has brown and tan and white. Dave had, because L. Ron Hubbard had beagles, so Dave had to have beagles. He had like 5 beagles. And one of them, the main beagle, I can't remember his name, but he had a captain's sweater, meaning with 4 bars on it. And if this beagle barked at you, it meant you were out ethics, and
Oh, I
you
heard
got.
that.
I saw it happen. It's a true story. And these dogs were so mean. There's a saying that mean dogs have mean dog owners, and this is a fact. And Miscavige's beagles were the meanest dogs I have ever met. When I lived in the G's, in the little cottages at Gold, we lived next to a rose garden. It was a beautiful rose garden. It was all fenced in. You could go in there, you could walk, you could relax, do whatever you're going to do. And they used to let his dogs run loose in there.
Right.
So it was their territory. I went in there one morning, I don't remember why, I was just wanted to walk in the rose garden, and they attacked me. I ran for my life, and literally one of them bit me in the ass and tore a pair of $200 jeans. And I didn't get sent to ethics, but if I'd mentioned to people like those goddamn dogs, they attacked me, they'd laugh, they'd go, ha ha ha.
Well, it is kind of funny to hear
Yeah, but
beagles. You just don't. I mean, I don't personally think of beagles attacking.
I've never seen a vicious beagle,
I know.
ever.
I know. So.
Yeah, like beagles, like Snoopy is a beagle, like.
I know.
But if you're David Miscavige's beagle, you're a killer dog. Like, it's insane. Just mean owners. I hear most pit bulls are really nice, but then you get one with somebody who just thinks it's a weapon, and then they become a weapon. So. Yeah, so I saw Dave's beagle, I forget the name, wearing this captain's uniform. Oh my God, so sad. So, but he left those.
So
He's
here's my final question.
Sure.
What's your most outrageous memory that you have from Gold?
That has to do with Miscavige or just in general.
In general?
Well, in general would be the one time I almost was killed by another staff member. not murdered, but killed. Okay, it's kind of hard to explain, but in the studio, there is a grid, right? Like all studios have like scaffolding or grid in it, and Gold had a very advanced grid. It was actually a metal. It was a literal grid. It was like it had holes in it, like it was steel. And you could walk up there and you could look down. It was really scary. A lot of people couldn't handle it because of their vertigo. But the thing about that made it such a good design, they didn't invent it. It was, I think Universal Studios invented it. You could drop lines anywhere. You could drop a rope anywhere because it was an open grid that you walked on. Chill, dog. And the staff were forbidden from carrying certain tools up there, like screwdrivers, any tool that could slip through the grid and fall because it could kill you, right? So, and then if you had to take a tool up there, it had to be tethered to your body with a safety cord, right? Yeah, and so there's a guy, he happened to be a props guy, one of the guys that I tried to get fired for years and years and years because he was incompetent. But it's really hard to get people fired in the Sea Org, even if they're incompetent, like even switch to another job. So they have to do something anyway. So this guy, he had, I think it's called a pike. It's about 6 feet long. It looks like a crowbar. It's the size of a crowbar, but it's straight. It's 6 feet long, and then the front of it is a sharp point. And I'm sitting there in my chair waiting while the guys are setting up a shot, and this pike falls and it lands a few feet away from me, straight down, boom, and it puts like a 6-inch divot in the cement. Like what he was doing up, I mean, they took the guy immediately. You know what happened. They just immediately, a crowd of people grabbed the guy, dragged him out of the studio. He wasn't allowed back in the studio for months. I was trying to say, no, that guy's never allowed back in the studio because he almost killed somebody, and that somebody was me, right? But I had nightmares about that for months, about that pike just coming down, because it would have gone straight through my body. I would have been pinned to the floor like a frickin' butterfly, right? So that was really weird. The weirdest thing that ever happened with Miscavige that comes to my mind was I was in a meeting with him and his girlfriend Lou, and then on the other side of the table was me and this writer who was also a public guy that I was working with. And this was years after the Lisa McPherson, the tragedy. And all of a sudden, at the end of the meeting's over, and Miscavige is chit-chatting, and he pulls out a folder, and he starts talking about the Lisa McPherson trial. And I'm like, why is he talking about this? I don't want to talk about this. He opens up the folder, and there's like nude pictures of her dead body, like autopsy pictures, which, I think you could probably find them on the internet, but he's like showing them, and he's saying that the coroner, they said that she was dehydrated, right? And in the photo, she looks kind of bloated. And he's saying, look at her. Does she look dehydrated? She's thunder thighs. So he's literally body shaming this poor deceased woman for no reason. He's defending himself in front of me, and I'm like, I thought that whole thing was done and over with. Why has he still got these pictures? Why is he still talking about this? It was the most sickest thing in the world. Like, even in death, this woman was being ridiculed by him. So that kind of really stuck with me, big time. So I guess we're going to look for final questions. Thanks for your work, Tory and Mitch. I better get some sleep. Yeah, we need to get some sleep too. We're going to say goodbye from me and Tory and Weston. Hey, Weston. Yeah.
This is a little bit hard for us west, and we're going.
We're going to go. Just chill. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we'll do better, guys. This is going to be great. Good night. Thanks for coming.